No real weather at all.
Downfall. None.
Thanks. Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
Well, except that a possible flurry of arrows to come if you guys stay put any longer where you're currently standing, because the sounds of battle begin to fade away up there, and quickly the drow are going to realize that you've escaped and are going to come after you. So, last week when we got together, you guys decided after quick consultation with each other that you're going to head down the pathway towards Sloopadoop along the sides of the Dark Lake, because you can get to Gracklaslag, Neverlake Grove, or Blindenstone from, well, you can eventually get to Blindenstone and then Neverlake Grove from the Darken Lake. And rather than attempting to go there around the Darken Lake, it's probably going to be easier as a group just to get to the Darken Lake first, because Shushar is going there, and the rest of them want to use the Darken Lake as a way of getting across. So, again, you guys have all decided to travel as a group there, and then decide, who's going where after that. For those of you who either don't remember 2 weeks ago or weren't here 2 weeks ago. So, you guys head out quickly as you start heading down that tunnel. You hear the shouts from the drow saying, "Hey, I think the prisoners are getting away." Is one of the last things you hear as you just appear down there and start your arduous journey through the Underdark.
What was that regard? Like, hey, I think these people are getting away.
Oh, they were fighting with demons. Come on, guys.
Just like
bother.
Just like casual. It's like, hey guys, I think the prisoners are out. I want to
Guys.
check on that.
Yeah, I mean, we got better stuff to do, but like maybe it's important.
I have to sacrifice this thing to Lolf. I mean, can we do it later?
Oh, God. This is already shaping up to be a fun day.
Okay.
I mean, they are elves.
Yeah, that's true. So, one of the first things you you figure out as you're traveling along during that first day, is that while the tunnels are somewhat narrow, and in order to maximize safety, considering the limited number of weapons you guys have and the huge amount of group, you guys are separating into basically front and rear groups. And I'm going to leave it to the PCs to decide which one are you doing. Are you guys going to lead on, which means I'm going to have you make rolls to determine, which way to go when you come to forks in the road, that sort of thing, and it'll basically determine how many days it takes to get to where you're actually going, possible dangers, or do you wish to go, take up the rear, at which point you can easily alert people to pursuit, or have to deal possibly with pursuit as it comes along.
Worst will be with Gert wherever Gert goes, because
Hey.
Gert is my buddy, and he was supposed to tell me where to go, and I still believe he can do that. Even if he fell short once already.
Hey, how am I supposed to, like, this wasn't like a shortcut, pass through the prison camp.
Pretty much what I'm saying by this is that the NPCs are essentially armed. The PCs are essentially armed, so they should take up either the front or rear. Only a couple of the PCs, the NPCs, such as Megan and Volt, have any weaponry, and so they're taking up the protection of the other group. But you guys I'm basically letting you guys, since you're the PCs, decide whether you're going to take up front or rear duty for the determination of this adventure.
So 2 groups.
Sort of. It's more of you're going to be at such a distance from each other that unless it's a major battle, one group will have destroyed whatever's, usually within 2 minutes, you're gonna destroy whatever, less than a minute to kill everything, in terms of 6 seconds per round, sort of things go, and so you're pretty much you're gonna be within, spitting distance and seeing each other, and, if somebody drops down, like the healers in the other group, the healer will be able to run forward and catch them before they die, that sort of thing, but it's not going to be like, they're an hour away or anything like that. No, you're going to be within protection distance of each other.
Okay.
But that way I won't
let
have
the
to make...
NPCs be a buffer in the back.
Okay,
Let's
so...
leave the Dragonborn monk with them.
Yeah, Dragonborn Monk will be with them for now until, since he needs the most healing, until he actually shows up again. And that will also work for any time anybody is not here for a session. That until the, guys divide and there's almost no NPCs left in your party, or you've only got the NPCs you really want to interact with in your party, we can always put the person who isn't currently playing in with the group that's back there. Now, of the other NPCs, these are NPCs with weapons, and the monk is going with them, and these guys are all sticking together. Of the other NPCs here, which ones would you like to grab with you? You can take 2, maybe 3 of them with you, and the other 2 or 3 are going to go with the rest of the party, with the other side of the party.
Megan.
No, she's leading the other party.
Ah, okay, no man.
She's armed. So as I said, she involves with the 2 armed, so they're taking up that party. So the other question is Jimjar, Sereth, Stool, Sushar, and Budepo.
I would like Jimjar to keep making bets, just to have some fun, relief of time.
Jimjar seems to be very happy about being picked for your group. It's like I won't let you down. Yeah.
Could we have emergency reserves with us? Oh no, Shusha.
Sushar nods and says, I will be happy to lead you to Swipatuk, my home.
Yes, you probably know the way.
Yes.
Should we keep Seraph with us just to keep an eye on him?
I think he wants to keep an eye on Stool for some reason.
Sarah has sort of implied, at least you've picked this up about him before, if he hasn't said it outright, that he's the one that essentially abducted Stool away from the Neverlight Grove, and now he's attempting to return it back there. Another way of putting it, he's a child kidnapper attempting to return the kid back to the playground. It's a very sad thought, but it's like
maybe not like him.
Yeah, I mean, Sereth is not likable. Sereth should not be likable. Well, I mean, Stool is a kid.
Sarah, Stool, you stay over there. Do you want Pepito in the front?
Why not?
But if you grins serenely.
Would Dippo feel better if I gave him a dagger? About being here? Does he have a dagger? I have a spare dagger.
But Dippo nods. It says, thank you. I'm happy to have a dagger.
Here's his dagger.
Roll perception check.
You roll low. He stabs you. You don't notice.
I don't notice.
Well done.
I get stabbed, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, this is fine. Oh, you're poking me. Great. I'll poke you too.
Like several days later, find out you're being stabbed.
No, I think you'd notice a stabbing sensation, even if you didn't notice who stabbed you, but no, you're not stabbed. You're okay.
For now.
Hey, at least you confirmed your fail.
If I only had a vampire.
If only. Let's get going, guys. We can't
let's pick
let the murder train wait, right?
Onwards towards new meals.
And
yeah.
death. I mean,
Certain
yeah,
But
death.
first dinner.
Are we gonna be the dinner, or are they gonna be the dinner? Who knows?
find out.
I know.
Next time.
Alright then. Let's see here. Got my NPCs listed out. Okay. Need to get rid of the weapons on Bidipo. Oh no, wait. But Dippo has a light crossbow, but he now has a dagger too.
Yeah, for if something come close, he should stab. Oh,
Preferably not us.
yeah, I'm gonna load my hand crossbow so it's loaded whenever something comes up.
Yeah, always have your hand crossbows loaded.
Yeah, that's so safe.
I mean, technically, when in a high alert situation, it is safe.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, fixing something on here. Yes, he wouldn't have a light crossbow, he'd have a hand crossbow. There we go. Had to fix up his sheet since it was using a standard Dero sheet for him, but he's named NBC, and therefore you just gave him a weapon, therefore he needs to have an individualized sheet. And on that note, who on your group would like to control him in terms of making rolls for him?
Pupido.
Yeah, for Vipito in battles. Did someone volunteer, or am I?
I'll take Jim Jar.
I think Shusha.
Shushar doesn't fight.
Does Jim Jar?
Yeah, Jim Jar would fight if you gave him if he was armed.
Oh, I don't have any more weapons. He can have my crossbow case and bolts. I'll be frontline. That's fine.
Okay, so basically, if it's just Pepito that's armed, I can actually roll him in battle, so we're good. It's just if all the NPCs were armed, I had to keep an eye on that.
Nah.
I can take him, Grizz. I can take him.
Now line your characters up. Down here would be facing towards wherever you're going at the moment. Just to make things easy.
Yeah, probably Kurt in front. I'll be somewhere in the middle so that
Shushar's only in the middle because he's your guide.
I'll just jump in front of whatever danger threatens the mid group.
Azure, where would you like to line up? Or are you good where you are?
I'll be in the mid range.
Alright. So, as you guys are, hold on one second. I have one thing I have to remember to set now that we've decided on where we're going and how we're lining up. I have one more thing I have to set up quick.
All the 100 wonderful tracks.
Oh no, that stuff's set. That's stuff I already know. No, there's this one more thing in here. That's just the where to go. There's that one. Here we are. Okay, there we go. So, as you guys are moving quickly, I'm assuming that your guys are running at this point since, yeah.
For now.
Yeah, the slower group that back here is the ones that are injured and still it's harder to walk. So you guys are moving quickly, but they're keeping, rear danger. You can sort of hear echoes coming from behind you, which is now to the south, of the drow pursuing you. You guys are making quick time. I imagine that you're moving at a fast pace for today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be about 8 miles per day. And Shushar says if we keep up this pace, it'll only take about 6 days to reach Surpadoop. Although we will need to eat eventually and sleep. And hopefully find some things on that matter.
Hi.
Hello!
Hello.
So that means Dragon Guy can actually come back to your party. He runs to catch up with the rest of you, even though he's hurt.
I'm
Still.
gonna quickly give him a healing drop. Oh no, I can't yet because I haven't made my bag. Good luck on 3 hit points. Stay where you are.
Alright, so, who's actually, okay, so Budapo's running the party, so that means you would like for me to roll his random encounter table, correct? Because otherwise I would let whoever's in front roll that table.
What's going on?
I think Kurt is leading and Chushar is basically giving him directions. If that
Okay.
makes any sense.
Alright, then Kurt can roll a 1d20, and by the way, Kurt, what is your favorite terrain?
Underdark.
Then you are in your favorite terrain.
Yes.
Alrighty. So, everything's good, you're just running through the tunnels. The secondary group, you can hear their footfalls behind you as well. They're keeping a good pace. And as it gets towards, time when you're getting sleepy, you don't hear quite as much of a noise echoing from the distance of your pursuers, the drow.
I think we're losing them.
Thankfully. I mean, one of us is injured. We will need rest soon.
He looks strong. He can carry on.
You guys are very tired. You really don't have too much reserves left for foraging tonight. Will have to make do with whatever you have on you, whatever spells you can use, since now your magic has returned to you.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna have to set up camp somewhere. Can we try to look for some kind of how do you say this? Like a side path, which is kind of like
Roll
might not be
perception.
as obvious when you're looking. I'm really not the perception.
Yeah,
guy.
you don't find anything as the other side of the part of the group comes up and basically says that we can't keep up at this pace anymore. We're gonna have to sleep and set up watch for the night or day or whenever time it is. Megan says, kind of grumpily. Volt volunteers to be first watch. Who would like to be on watch?
I'll be the end to watch.
Yeah. I'll be on the second watch, and while I'm on watch, I'm gonna try and make myself a bag with all the shit I stole.
Alright. You realize that since you're very tired and doing that you probably are going to end up with a level in exhaustion, even after sleeping, for taking any time to make a bag.
First level exhaustion, would that impede my combat capabilities?
No, I don't think so. It's just feel it is.
I'll take it. I'll take the exhaustion.
Look at it this way. Do you have to regain any spells?
Nope.
Then it probably wouldn't affect you too much.
Yeah,
I don't know
take
about
one
you guys,
before-
but I'm exhausted.
Yeah. You guys take. I'm gonna take a level of exhaustion. That's fine. That
Yeah,
way,
you'll
at
live.
least I can do some healing. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can still beat things up with exhaustion anyway. So. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah, so basically whoever's in lead should not have a level in exhaustion, so that's good.
Let's see here. How many people do we have on watch, and how many do we need?
There are 4 watches.
Yeah, Volt's watching the rear part. Somebody needs to watch the front part.
Oh, I'll take the front part for the first watch then, and I'll build my second meter.
I can take the watch in the rear.
I will switch off Boris after.
Well, everybody just we only need one on each watch, so everybody
Oh.
break off for the first watch. I need to determine who's there.
Okay.
So
Just Fulton Boris, I think.
yeah, that's what I was trying to make sure of. Sorry, apparently I got the wrong detergent for my dishes, and my allergies are starting to bother me somewhat.
So what you're saying is game might be short.
No. It's distracting me. So
Do I need to roll a d20?
no, that was just me. So first watch is fine.
Alright, Boris is exhausted and is gonna take a good nap.
Second person, Duncan. Okay.
I can handle it.
You're still good.
Alright, time to go.
Sareth will take the rest of the rear watch since he's Elven. Jim Jar volunteers and starts flipping a coin, playing with some kind of coin he seems to have found. Just kind of flipping it up and down, rolling it across knuckles, that sort of thing.
Did we all notice that?
You guys are asleep.
Oh,
No, we don't.
do I dream about it?
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Well, yeah, see? Wisdom saving throw, do I dream about it?
What a random.
No, you're fast asleep, and whatever dreams are probably about food.
I drool in my sleep.
Jesus.
And the last watch. Azure? I think that was you.
Yep. Give me something good.
Nope, we're still good.
Aw, sad day.
Hey, uneventful is always good.
What if a deer happened to wander by? Maybe I could have taken that care
We're
of.
in the Underdark!
A deer.
Your point? Maybe it could have wandered in here for no reason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
roll.
an Underdeer.
An under deer.
Very improbable, but you know, gotta keep your hopes up, you know?
There's no food down here. Okay.
Hey, there's
We're all
lots of
gonna
food
die.
down here. Lots of food down here, everywhere.
I know. As you guys start to wake up again, everybody's like, getting up. Tummies are noticeably rumbling. Everybody's hungry.
I am going.
Does anybody have any kind of food?
I have 2 pounds of stinky meat.
Alright. Do you attempt to pass this around to the party to eat?
It's raw, I need to cook it.
Alright.
But I don't have my cooking utensils.
Yeah, make sure you fry that shit too.
Could I start a fire and cut it up and spit it on some crossbow bolts?
Alright. So roll me a survival check.
Please say you can.
Yeah, I think I'll allow that. It's not going to be. You're not going to be moving anywhere near as fast as you did the day before, but you did manage to gain a lead on the others. And you sit there and you start to cook the meat, and you pass it around. Everybody, roll Constitution saving throw.
No.
Everyone.
Wonderful.
Yep, everyone.
I should
I was
have
expecting
cast Identify.
Yes.
Good thing I can cast Identify.
Oh, no.
I'm not doing well.
Oh no.
With a +6 in Constitution, I roll a 1, it doesn't matter.
Here you go, everyone. Eat up.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at things until I finish rolling everybody's Constitution saving throw.
So Boris is exhausted and poisoned.
Hey, you have advantage against poison.
Let's see, Stool's the only one that doesn't eat, because Stool doesn't need to eat.
Wait, what?
Do I get advantage because I'm a dwarf?
Yes, you do get advantage because you're a dwarf.
Against poison? Is this poison?
Technically, you just ate demon meat, so...
I mean, I think you're just being a picky eater right now.
But the Dippo unfortunately throws up and now has a level of exhaustion.
Don't know. Tastes good to me.
It's a bit tangy. You probably should have cooked it more. Deep fried that mother.
Yeah, well, you know.
It could have been cooked better, but with what we have, it's good enough.
I'll promise. I'll make you a better deal later once I get some...
Okay, it's
real
okay.
tools.
Grishchop's okay, but she's making
Right.
faces. Holly's okay. Jimder did not seem to enjoy that and seems to be tired as a result.
You're not gonna eat that?
He kind of passes
I
the
don't
rest of
know.
it over to you.
Tastes fine, but I think I've had worse.
Sorry, I'm just having allergy problems with that thing, and I was telling somebody about that. Sorry to interrupt the flow. I was just telling the person who bought the the lemon scented friggin' things from my dishwasher. I shouldn't have said, okay, sure, you can pick them up from Costco for me. Oh well. My bad. Go ahead.
Whenever I get the time, like during this day, could Kurt check for anything edible?
Yes, you do have time to forage, since you're now moving at a very slow pace. Today's pace will basically offset what yesterday's was.
Okay. Boris will look for useful crafting items.
Alright, so roll survival checks.
Oh,
Yeah, Kurt, you don't see anything on this day as you're walking around. Boris, though, you find some interesting items.
I don't see shit.
I'm also looking for 2 rocks.
Neither do I.
Just
But-
small.
Yeah, Boris, you do find such things as you're passing by. But as you guys are moving slower today, you do happen to hear you do happen to hear more sounds coming from the rear. Kurt, you're in front, correct? Roll perception and roll a 1d20. All right.
Oh, what a nice perception.
At least what's coming at us, we'll see it. Or he.
Nope. There's nothing there's nothing back there, but you do hear the echoes from your pursuers. It seems that moving at this slow space, even though you need to forage for food and all that, which unfortunately none of you were able to do. Actually, no, wait, none of you guys are able to do it. I have to go for the NPCs now. The drow seem to be getting closer. So it seems like they are catching up because of this.
If we can
Okay.
get some food out of this, it would be worth it.
While
Any-
we're walking at this slower pace, Boris is gonna start carving at his rocks and imbuing them with magic. While walking, like, you rock salt. Juba.
So we might have company or something?
yeah, they're getting closer.
We'll be fine. As long
Yeah.
as we outpace them tomorrow.
Even if they get there, we'll just beat them up.
Yeah,
Unless they
Maybe.
have, like,
So at one point during the day, Megan manages to snag several large rats with her things, and basically is able to split them, put them on sticks. And when you guys sit down for the night, she's able to roast them on the little bit of firebrand that you guys kept with you all during the day. Like, you know, you figured some of the crossbolts that you guys have been carrying. Well, some of the NPCs have been carrying around for you have been burned up to do this. And she passes around meat, so at least for tomorrow you won't be suffering the effects of the poisoning and exhaustion that you did before.
Very,
Um,
very good,
Well
Megan.
done, Megan.
Boris is gonna give
She
one
nods.
of the stones he made
And
to
says-
Megan.
Oh, thank you. She says, well,
Um,
this comes from from growing up with elven cousins, she says. They taught me a lot about hunting.
Oh, elves eats rats. Okay.
Alright.
You do what you have to do to survive.
Exactly.
Boris is gonna say whenever something is wrong, just say
Shit.
shit, and then tell whatever is going on. I'll get it to the stone.
Oh, good thinking.
Wait, you made magical stones.
I mean magical stones.
That is cool.
They just let me talk over distance. It's not that cool.
I mean, it's helpful.
Yeah, I mean, if I was in my workshop, you should see the things I can make. But here,
Megan says
Nah.
that as you guys are looking around and seeing, there's like two different little paths going off here, and Shushar here actually says that, well, yes, each path should get to the Darkened Lake, and we could easily go to either one. And Megan suggests that for tomorrow morning we should split up, try to lose our pursuers. They won't know which trail to follow.
or at least it will
Did they-
thin their numbers.
Do the different paths re-emerge together?
Shushar nods. Eventually they should, yes. They both lead to the Darkened Lake. It's not like we're going to be gone away from each other forever. And now that you've provided a way of communication, it's, easier to tell if one of the groups is in trouble.
Yeah, I guess it's worth a shot.
Yeah. I'm gonna give them my crossbow.
They already have crossbows. They're good. Keep the crossbow.
Oh, everyone. Okay.
They have what they need. Is what I'm saying. Is like as a PC, you do need a crossbow.
I mean, I have other ranged alternatives now, since I have my magic bag, but it's good. Oh, I didn't put the throwing range on here. That's maybe.
All right. So what's the order of watch you're going to be this night? It's going to be the same as the night before.
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
All right. Then I will make private dice rolls to see what happens.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Oh no!
I am to get out my kit of dice. Hello, dice. I had to put it up in one of the cabinets a while back because my cat kept getting to it. I was going, I want to push this thing out and play with it. Cats do that. They like playing with stuff. Where did my D20s? Oh yeah, they're down here. Of course they are. I've seen a D30 before. Alright. The night is all good.
Oh, then.
All is well.
For now.
Okay. So for the next day, of course, the two parties work separately, heading off, which means you can no longer rely on them to help feed you. But at the same time, you don't need to feed them; they're going to be taking care of that themselves. And you are free to move either at either a fast or any fast, normal, or slow pace. At a fast pace, you don't have time or energy to go foraging. You also can run into things before you can detect them at times. Slow pace, you can your foraging is a lot better, but it's more likely that if the pursuers pick your path, that the pursuers are going to start catching up with you.
I would say let's do normal today. Try to find enough foods. Because if we go slow,
if
they
we can't-
probably catch us.
Yeah, and if we can't find food today, then we'll have to
Yeah.
go slow pace.
Yeah. So
Alright.
medium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a normal pace for now.
Okay.
Also
So
give
this-
us a chance to know if they're gonna come our way or the other way.
Sounds like a good idea.
So we got Budapo, Jimjar, and Shushar in your group. So I will make rolls for them. As you guys are rolling survival checks, and whoever's in front roll perception plus a 1d20.
Which are the ones that are in front?
Kurt, I think, is in front. He was saying he was leading.
Oh,
Yeah.
Catriel, you should probably put your health to max again because we had a long rest.
Okay. Trying to figure out what my health was. 12. Okay.
We leveled, so probably more.
Oh, that's right. We did
Wait,
level.
we level? We level?
We're level 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that.
nobody told me this.
If,
That's on me. I should have told you. I'm sorry.
It's
You
fine.
can, you can level
go
up
ahead and
increments now.
quickly do your levels and the character mancer now that they updated.
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause, so
Oh, Chris, what did Boris find last time he went foraging? Because he went foraging for some like metals and stuff.
yeah, I said you found a couple pieces of scrap. Plus, you found those rocks that you wanted. Kurt,
Okay.
you managed to find some edible mushrooms and a large rat.
I see
Fuck.
the shot.
Don't let character mancer roll for your HP. Apparently, it sucks at it. It's the second time it's a bad roll.
Hold on, is your constitution 0?
No, I don't. No, it's not.
You
It
should-
doesn't add my con. Why doesn't it
Yeah,
add my
that's
con?
maybe important.
Yeah,
Definitely
you
with
should
that
probably
roll.
add your constitution to that.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't add my con. That's weird.
I think it's Boris the tank now, with 23 HP.
Sweet, I have martial arts now, so I can make one extra attack. Well, no, I have key. Sorry.
Ignore this.
God damn.
How did you roll a 0?
Because it's not set up right.
Yeah. I think you forgot to put the 1 in front of the thing because it doesn't automatically put a 1 there, even if it seems like it did.
Oh, sweet, my speed increases by 10.
Are you talking about my roll that I just did?
Yeah, the damage.
Yeah, it
No,
does
it
0
doesn't do
damage.
damage.
Oh, there is a toggle. You can detoggle damage. That way it doesn't show 0/0.
Oh, I see how Character Mancer works with the HP roll. It does add your con. It just doesn't show it on the roll.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm leveled.
Do we find enough mushrooms and rat meat to feed all of us?
To feed your smaller party, yes.
Yeah.
Your bellies are not going to go hungry.
Boys.
Do
Thank
we
God,
have
Ron.
enough for tomorrow?
No.
Yeah, do we have?
Unfortunately, you have enough just for the one day. Found basically a 1 day supply of food.
Let's later on we're gonna roast this meat, make a shish kebab with mushrooms, rat meat, and this thing that I found with my beard.
Okay.
I call it surprise shish kebab.
Constitution check.
He's gonna start tripping balls on shrooms, I can already tell. It's going to happen.
Oh,
No.
did we shroom? We shroomed.
Oh, okay, I'm fine. Thank God.
I did okay.
Wait, we all have to make constitution checks?
Yep.
If you're eating.
Oh, what? What? It's gonna be a 1.
Yeah, you either make a Constitution check or you take a level in exhaustion for not eating.
I'm good.
Yeah. So apparently, wherever Kurt had in his beard was actually made the meal extremely tasty. You'd expected rat and weird mushrooms from the Underdark to be, weird. Instead, it is one of the more delightful meals you've ever had.
I wonder what it was. I must have kept it there for a long time.
It was perfectly seasoned, whatever it was.
Yeah, must have matured nicely.
Maybe it was cheese as well.
Oh, right, I could have
Wait
spilled
for
some
what?
cream in my beard.
Please never say that again. Please. Please never say that again. I'm saying that in character and out of character. Please, for the love of Christ, never say that again. Please. I beg of you. I beg of you. You must promise me, everyone in this party, you must make a promise to God himself that you must never say that again.
Careful, look at
come
you.
on. Don't you like some good beer cheese?
Dude, come on.
I promise, and your deception.
Oh, that was
Not even my acid is that corrosive. Get out of here.
Hey, whatever keeps you fed.
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't kill you in the process. Jeez.
Well, it
You
didn't.
didn't
Your
die.
belly is all nice and warm
Yet.
now. You don't even get sick from eating all that.
Should we get to a place that has real food and not this?
Yeah.
Well,
Please.
Shishar lets you know, it says, there's plenty of real food at my village. Things that taste even better than this.
What do you eat?
Well, we eat things from the water, of course.
Fish? Cannibals.
Well, we don't eat each other, but there are plenty of things from the water that are good for us to eat. You got little squids, clams.
That
Yes.
sounds delicious.
All sorts of interesting things. You'll like it there.
I will, yes.
Alright, let's set up watch and hope that we get a good head start tomorrow.
Alright. So, it is now day 3 since your escape. Sounds of pursuit are less noticeable. You can't hear them anymore, but there's almost an instinctive understanding that they're still there following after you. Somewhere in the tunnels.
We must have some headway.
Jimjar kind of stretches and goes, I wonder if they're going to catch up with us first. Does anyone want to bet with me on that? That they'll catch up with us before we get to Sloopadoop?
Oh, that was,
Bet against it or bet?
Bet.
Because I'm pretty sure they'll catch at some point.
Yes. Oh, and Gadriel, I owe you 20. Just remember that.
What, 20 gold?
Yes, I do.
Alright.
Because
Wait for me.
Kurt was not poisoned by the Varrock, I believe. Wait, what? Or was he? Hold on. JM is forgetting already. Who got poisoned?
Just go along with it. Shh. Don't worry about it.
And that's right.
Nope. Kurt was great. It was wonderful as far as Kurt was concerned. It was Boris that got poisoned.
Oh.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. My shit is out for delivery. Let's go. I'm sorry. What happened?
Okay, 1 gold to Boris, and 20 to Gadriel. He counts off.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. All right. So, are you going? What speed are you guys going at?
Let's go normal again and hope to find enough food to go fast next time. Or do
Yeah,
we just wanna? I mean, we could go slow because I think we
Oh,
have quite a head start, but
Yeah, the
I don't
sound.
know.
The footsteps aren't as loud, are they?
You have to go slower to normal or slow to be stealthy enough to attempt to disguise your footsteps.
No, the footsteps of our pursuers.
Oh, the footsteps of pursuers. No, as I said, that you can't hear them anymore, but you have the animalistic sense that they're still there.
Maybe
think
they
we should-
are.
Excuse me.
Maybe they're sneaking. Maybe they're right behind us.
Maybe we should set up an ambush and beat them
I
up.
say we go slow. So we can try and pick up on some food. Then
Yeah.
we can go fast.
We have some downtime now. Best to make the best of it.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna have this peaceful air time much longer. Might as well hope to get more food now than later.
Is everybody okay with going slow?
Are you trying to ambush them? Is what you're trying to do?
No, we're just trying to get enough food so we don't have to worry about food later. Because if we go medium now and we don't find food, and we can't go slower then anymore, we have a problem. But I think we have the time now to go slow.
Do we get
So we should do
advantage
it?
on the survival checks if we
Yes.
go slow? Okay. Then yes. I'll find something.
Yeah.
I have a good nose.
Let's go slow today, and then hopefully we have enough to go fast the rest of the days. If that's okay with you guys.
Hopefully we find a lot of food. Then we
Yeah.
can
All right.
Yep.
Survival checks.
Alrighty.
Here we go. Damn it!
15.
Duncan, you startle a family of rats.
Whew. Meat's back on the menu, boys.
There's 2 dwarves in your party.
Yeah. Relax and sturdy.
So you managed to club enough rats for the evening, or for whatever meal you have for today. Don't forget to roll perception and a 1d20, Kurt.
Yes.
Alright, so as you guys are busy foraging, rounding up those particular rats, you gather up the rats, but as you're doing that, Kurt, you happen to see hold on 1 second. Stupid book. I can't see. Hold on. Oh, great! It's one of those things of it's listed one way in one way on the one table, and then another way entire. Ah, here we go. Never mind. I was looking in the wrong spot. That's why I didn't see it. Duh. Okay. Roll me a 1d6 real quick.
Oh!
Friends, we get friends.
No.
Or
So-
food.
As you're looking around for something to eat, you happen to notice something kind of purplish off in one corner of the room.
I think I found something to eat.
It looks like it might be some kind of fungus.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm gonna walk towards it slowly.
It's gonna stop at one
Okay.
guy.
Yeah, I'm hunting the fungi.
Yes, you are.
Gotta make sure it doesn't run away from me. And as I get closer to it, I want to inspect it. Like, what can I tell from this mushroom by looking at it?
1 second, I need to find the book entry for it.
Oh no.
It has a book entry.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's one of those things, unfortunately, I don't know it off the top of my head.
It has 5 pages. What?
It has an entire book.
No.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta go get the tome.
Oh God!
The tome of the purple truth.
Damn it. Where are the
Page
friggin-
623.
friggin' where the frick is it? It should be here. Oh, I see. It's under that in that book. That's why I couldn't find it. I was looking it up in another way. Duh.
Oh, yummy.
It's under that. That's bad.
Oh my God!
Sorry.
This is a bad sign.
So you kind of like look over at the nice little bit of purplish fungi that's there. You're coming up close. You're leaning down. You're inhaling. That's what you're doing.
I'm looking at it. I'm not trying to lick it or something.
You're not
So
trying to
forky.
lift. Really.
I want to inspect it, like see what it is.
All right.
See if something pops up in my head, like, oh, it's a thingamajiggy.
It's really
roll.
nice to eat. Never
Can I
mind.
roll for it?
Yeah, you can roll a nature check to see what you think it might be.
Please don't roll a natural one.
Hmm.
It looks like some weird purplish fungus. You could see a bit of root structure kind of like littering down around it, but it's got like this big cap of purplish mushroom.
There you go.
You know, it does not appear to be poisonous.
Eat it.
I rub my hands together.
Did you
What about
actually have that
disease parts? Did you just say it's not poisonous and then leave out the disease part? Because that's quite a...
Well, it doesn't appear to be disease carrying either.
I also want to point out, I'm taking 10 minutes to cast this as a ritual.
Yeah, you're moving slowly, so this is incorporated into your slow movement.
I'll catch up to
Yeah,
that
that's good.
later. Right, so, okay, well...
I got a question for you guys.
Sure.
Are we actually going to be implementing the use of the components or no?
Use the components of what? I'm sorry. Can you?
For spells, I think that's
For
what he's
spells.
Do you have a arcane focus? I guess not.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't have that right now, would you? Wouldn't. So you wouldn't even know that that's not poisonous. You don't have a U leaf. You don't have any other arcane focus.
How?
Usually the way I work around that, if you are in a location where your spell component wouldn't exist, you can find a substitute. That's the-
You haven't found any of that either. You're basically completely empty-handed.
Would a substitute exist in my scrap compartment?
Not yet.
Okay.
You were looking for metal scraps and bits of stone. You weren't looking for anything like a leaf, especially not a poisonous leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this looks tasty. I go and grab it and pull it up.
All right.
Oh no.
Hold on. See if it's wrong thing.
I was like, then I realized, maybe I should have tried to talk to it.
So, determine if it's poison. Roll 1d2. 1, it's not poison. 2, it's poison. Roll your save.
Oh no, it has a token.
So as soon as you touch it, it does this. Hold on. It has one. It attacks you once. It attempts to strike you with its little tendrils as you pull it up from the ground.
Hmm.
It wiggles and it wriggles in your touch as you hold it up. its little roots are attempting to grab onto you, whipping up your beard, whipping at other things. What do you do?
Can I use a bonus action and an action?
Sure.
Hunter's Mark. And short sword. So that's an extra d6, which is that 4 up there. So I do 11 damage on it. And then I'm going to move back.
So you drop it, it flops onto the ground, its tentacles kind of like move flashing around as it's trying to look for you again. But it doesn't seem to notice where you went. The rest of the rest of the party has an opportunity to notice this going on at this point.
Boris is gonna go inside his newly made bag, take out this vial, and just chuck it at the creature. It's a vial of alchemist poison, no fire.
Please don't.
Let's see how good it does with fire.
Alright. You have a lot of people in your way, and Kurt's partly around a corner. You wouldn't be able to see it from where you're at.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Guess I'll just...
I said you have the opportunity to see it if you actually have your tokens moving up. As far as you're concerned, you guys are just basically seeing Kurt backing away from an outcropping in the rock.
Sure.
Huh? What is it?
The food is fighting back.
Oh,
Sorry?
okay. Let's cook it. And Boris walks over, sees the purple weird thing, and just chucks alchemist fire at it.
Alright. That works for me.
Dex save.
I don't think it has a dex yet. I don't think it has a dex save at all. Or maybe not. Wow.
If
It has a -5 to its dex roll.
it makes it, because it's
Wow.
DC 12.
Somehow it managed to, in its blind
Wait,
attempt
what?
to find Kurt, it rolled around and missed the alchemist's fire.
Are you serious? I can't even.
We need to kill it before we cook it.
Kurt, what the fuck?
God.
How did you miss that?
I didn't miss. It dodged out of the way. There's a difference.
It's a fungus.
It's a fungus.
It's not supposed to be able to dodge. How did you miss?
I don't know. It's been a while, okay? It's been a while, okay? Get me some slack here, guys.
It manages to grab you around the ankle, Kurt. You feel a searing touch along your skin as your skin begins to bubble and turn an unnatural shade of black along your ankle.
Question, we're not in initiative here, so I'm just gonna assume we take our turns.
Yeah, it gets something like this when I figured you were gonna run away or kill in one hit. I didn't figure out on initiative.
Yeah, I'm attacking the tentacle, whatever it is, tendril that's holding onto me.
You know, that is like me doing a freaking goring rush.
So that's
Yeah. The thing has 5 AC, but it has 18 hit points, so... You basically just put your sword through it and cut it in half, and the tentacles just kind of shrivel up and vanish at that point. Leaving behind a really bad-looking mushroom pieces.
I'm gonna get up. You better taste good.
I'm gonna go back into my bag and I'm gonna hand Kurt a potion. This. It's a healing broth and it heals you for two hit points.
Oh.
That's all you're getting today. I think you did -2 instead of +2.
Yeah, I'm used to making minus. There you go.
So, it's at this point, of course, that Duncan... Duncan comes back with the rats that he killed. And sees that, somehow, Kurt has managed to hurt himself.
what happened?
Let's not talk about it. Nothing. Kurt just met Stu's cousin, and they
Let's
didn't
say
get along.
the food didn't agree with me.
Oh, well, the food agreed with me. I shot 30 rats.
Brilliant.
And once again, you're safe for the night. Or at least food-wise, you guys are safe for the night. See if you got into any encounters during the
Otherwise, we're
night.
not.
Same watch pattern as last
Yep.
time.
Yeah, same one pattern.
So,
So-
as you guys bed down, you basically are getting tired, you're bedding down for the night, and you discover the passage ahead is some kind of vast cliff next to a larger cavern structure. And you even spot what looks like the rings of a ladder heading down. And as you're doing this, you hear the sounds of conversation. You've just kind of like finished your meal. Some of you have already fast asleep, and one of you is awake at this point. Whoever's awake, second watch, please roll me a 1d4.
Oh. Okay. Yay, the second watch. Roll a 1, 4,
All right.
1.
And roll me a 2d4. So, as you watch, you see 5 deep gnomes loaded down with sacks coming up that ladder. They stop and glance over at you and smile a bit and say, and talk in Underdark speech, which, who of you can understand that? Because you're away from Spore, so you can't really easily understand each other.
Boris.
Is it Undercommon?
Yes,
Yeah.
it'd be an Undercommon.
Yeah, I understand.
So they greet you in Undercommon and says, hello there, travelers. And as you guys begin to, probably got woken up by this, they come over and smile and set down their bags and say, would you be interested in buying anything today?
Depends on what you have and what you'd accept as payment, I guess.
Well, if you have any food left over, we could decide to reduce our payment down to maybe 75% of normal. As normal, 75% instead of 100%.
Do we have?
We
any
have,
food left?
some ropes. We have, candles, torches. We have some old dried rations. I mean, nothing like the some food that you guys might have. They look around at your campfire that's still kind of boiling there. We have a couple of swords. Maybe some leather armor in here. You might be able to fit that. They kind of eye up the dwarves and the gnomish companions. Yeah, some of you might be able to fit that. But of course, then they kind of give big eyes at the Minotaur and go, "Whoa! I don't think I've ever seen something like that before." One of them mumbles.
What? Who are they looking? Who are they looking at when they say that?
They are looking at the Minotaur.
Oh.
What were they saying to me?
They're talking in Undercommon.
Just say about my mama, yo.
So unless you speak
Talking
Undercommon,
about
you're not understanding what they're saying.
Yeah, I know.
But they're staring at the Minotaur, so.
Do we have any food scraps left? We could buy some rations. That would be handy. Granted, we don't have money. They
I
don't
think
know
my
that.
beard is empty.
Jim Jar
Do we have any
comes forward and says, "Well, I've managed to pick up about 19 coins, and since I owe one of you here." He kind of looks over at the dragonborn and grins. "I owe you 20. I can give you all 19 to spend. I still owe you one, and I never welch on a bet when I have money. I owe one to Boris, but I owe 20 to you, Gadriel."
Alright,
have no
appreciate
idea
it.
where and when a Jim Jar managed to find 19 gold coins, but he somehow has them.
Let's just appreciate it and buy some rations.
Yeah, if we
How
can.
much? Yeah. I know if Gradville wants to spend his money.
Yeah, Gadriel, you get to decide if you want to keep that money all to yourself and spend it only for yourself, or spend it on the group.
Depends on what they have.
Well, like I said, they have rations, which cost only 5 silver for a day ration. They have, some simple swords, just like, some of the more basic stuff. They have rope, they have, like, small bags. They have, like, a climber. They would have a climber's kit, but that's way too expensive for you.
Do you have cooking utensils?
Cooking utensils. Well, we've got a water skin. We've got tents. We got some soap. You gotta look thoughtfully
Yeah,
over
those
it,
things
you
are
guys.
important.
Boris looks gleeful at the word soap.
Ah, so
Let's see. Yes, we do have cooking utensils. 1 gold for the cooking utensils.
shit. Would you take a bag of caltrops for it?
Bag of caltrops. They look over at what you got. Look at and start talking to each other about whether or not to go for it. He goes, yeah. We can do a straight trade on the bag of caltrops for the cooking utensils.
Wait, 1 sec.
Sweet.
Hey,
Jim Jar grins wide and kind of pokes you in the back, Kurt, and says, "See, it's a good thing you guys picked these things up. Useful for trading."
Cooking utensils.
So Gadriel has 19 gold. What would Gadriel like to buy with his 19 gold? If you need a weapon, they have some of the more simple ones. They have daggers, maces, swords. Like they have a short sword. They have short swords. They don't have any long swords. But they got short swords and war picks and war hammers and such.
anybody need any weapons?
That would be nice, but I think food's more important. That way we
Yeah,
can
food.
just move faster.
Yeah, if we could get food, I'll
Yeah.
gladly forgo anything else.
Well,
Yeah,
Works for me.
once we get to the village, I'm pretty sure I can make some quick money forging some weapons. Seeing my skill.
Okay.
So how much would you like to spend on rations?
How much do we need? Or like rations for the whole party, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
But it
with
thinks
eight-
for a moment and says, "We are about 5 days away from Sloopadoop."
so that would be 40 rations? Granted, I would say
That would be
take 30 and
it'd be 20 gold to get 40 rations, and you've only got 19 gold.
I'd say spend 15 and keep the rest, and hopefully we'll find some food on the way.
So that would be 30 rations. And you still have 4 gold left.
I mean, that's up to you guys. We don't have the money.
30 rations. 30 rations. Would you like to split them amongst your party members, or would you like to carry them all in one person?
Alright, who wants to play Pack Mule?
Boris will carry his
if-
own rations. That way, if any one of you don't worry about his ration being gone. So, 4 days worth of ration.
Okay.
Alright, so what would you like to do with the last 4 gold? Or would you like to just to not spend any more money with these traders?
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna pocket the rest, save it up.
Probably
Alrighty.
the best choice right there.
Anybody else wish to haggle with the traders about anything?
No, that about sums it up.
Yeah.
Gazoon tight.
Bullshit.
Thank you.
Okay. So the travelers, bid you good travels. The traders bid you good travels and head on their way past the, basically down past you. They're basically heading in the direction that you guys came from.
If you see any drow, tell them we're not here.
Drow this way, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep out of their ways. Thanks for the warning.
You're welcome.
And as a reward, they toss 1 of the gold back towards Kurt.
Hey.
All right, the rest of the night is uneventful.
Alright.
Shudalip says, moving at a normal pace, we should be able to reach the Sleep Deep in 4 days. But you guys can hear echoes from down the way you came that the drow seem to be working on catching up again. If we hurry, we might be able to reach it in 3.5 days. 4.5 days, 3 days. 5 days. Let's see, we're 5 days. Then 4 days at a more faster pace will get you there. 3.5, 4 days, something like that.
We have rations now, so we can speed it for 2 days at least.
Yeah, we do have time.
All right. Who's in front? Is Boris taking lead now, or is he just standing there?
Oh, I'm just standing there. I'm probably here somewhere.
All right.
I would
Gert.
take Gert and Shush.
Alright, I'll take.
Perception at a disadvantage and roll 1d20.
Fine, so far we haven't run into anything.
Look, what's the worst that could happen?
You should smack whoever's saying that right now.
Perfect. Thank you. You changed my role.
You're welcome.
Roll 2d20 for me, please.
He will be fine. It's just 2d20.
I love how we're so good at causing the dice to go badly for us.
2 separate d20s or 2 d20s?
It doesn't matter. It shows both rolls anyway.
Each?
Alright.
Okay. Ooh, that's a bad one.
Oh,
Where's
well.
your sense? Where is
Oh my god.
where is you guys a sense of adventure? Come on. This is gonna be so good.
The sense of adventure goes away when we're about to die. Okay.
Wait,
Nah.
Everybody, roll perception checks.
hold on, we got a long rest, right? So I'm back on full.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all good, man. We can handle whatever it is. Come on, we can kill a Tarask. Let's be real. I can see a Tarask for the first time in my life.
Shut up now.
All right.
You can shut up.
And Kurt, roll me a 1d6.
Some odd reason I can't roll a perception check anymore.
So, let's see. Anybody that rolled a 14 or higher, your nose starts tingling as soon as you get to the next pass. As soon as you pick this particular fork that Shushar says is likely to be closer to Sloopadoop. and your nose starts tingling immediately as the stench of very dangerous methane ekes in, knowing that it's at such high concentration that you're going to start taking poison damage if you attempt to go this way. And as you're detecting this, several shield dwarves emerge into view, coming down another passageway.
Shield dwarves?
Yep, shield dwarves. They pause
Hey.
they pause for a moment and actually kind of nod towards you, and says, "Hey, what do you do? What are you guys doing there? That place is dangerous. There's some kind of leak from further down."
Yeah, you're right. We shouldn't head this way.
Yeah, this way's way to go.
Where are you headed?
Does my 20 help me with any way of whether or not we should trust these dwarves? Nah, I'm a dwarf myself. We're heading towards Shusor's village. We're kind of being followed by these crazy elves, dark elves.
The drow. One of
Yeah.
the dwarves in particular happens to look, towards the direction that you guys came from. Says, "Ugh, great, drow are coming this way. Well, maybe we could find some way of using this gas leak to our advantage. Then, why don't you head down the way that we just came from? It might be a little bit further to get to anywhere you might be going if you were trying to head this way, but we can." Obscure the path and make the drow think that you attempted to go through this gas leak. Maybe it'll help you out.
That's good. If they're in there, I would say put some fire to it. That could be.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that you guys are also going to be dying of thirst. Duh. So the shield.
What?
I remembered about the food. I forgot about the water.
Oh no.
Wonderful.
But it's okay. The shield dwarves notice that you're without water and hand you several water skins
Oh.
along with the ways. These shield dwarves are incredibly nice and really do not like the drow and are ready to help you guys out.
All dwarves are nice.
Yeah.
Can't agree
Oh.
with that, but some dwarfs are nice.
So do you head the way that these dwarves just came from?
I have no reason to distrust these dwarves.
All
They
right.
have water.
They're
Should
good people.
probably trust.
Trustworthy.
I'm
Steadfast.
I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna spread the word of their good deeds down here when I get back to the kingdom.
You said shield dwarf. Are they, when we chose our races, we were either mountain dwarf or
Shield dwarves are deeper underground, but not Durger. They I think they also might be the ones referred to as golden dwarves. I forget. But they're basically not found on the surface very much at all. So I think they might only exist in one little area,
Right.
something like that. But basically, shield dwarves are prevalent more in the Underdark than anywhere else. Let's
Oh,
go with that.
Boris is gonna ask them for their names. Sorry, GM.
That's okay. Give me 1 second to generate shield dwarf names. I am terrible with names. So I'm just going to roll up some random names for you.
So, anyone know why I can't use my perception check anymore?
Check to make sure your sheet isn't on edit mode.
Oh, trust
Yeah.
me, it's not.
Yeah, and else I would say close it and reload it because sometimes.
Yeah.
Weird shit. I'll put nice
Here we go.
in front
Dwarf
of
names.
it.
Let's see.
Yeah, put them in chat so I can easily copy paste them and do it the right way.
Okay. First. Oops. Okay. Roll a 1d6 for me. I want to see how many there are there.
Didn't I do that?
Oh, you already did. Sorry. Yeah, there's 6 of them standing there. My bad. I didn't notice that. So we have Amber, Senel, Tacklin, Thorin, Rick.
Yorok. Master. Kirime. Oh,
And from which city are they?
They are from. Hold on. I think it's Grackleslut? No, wait. That's the other one. Gruntelgrim, I believe.
I'm from Gruntel.
Yeah. If that's the case, then you might be a shield dwarf.
Ah, okay. Yeah. Whenever I get home, I'm gonna get them a present.
And they say that they're all from the same clan. And are from a clan. I actually kind of like the fact that sometimes random encounter characters can sometimes become very interesting NPCs, even if the GM hadn't figured out who the hell they were at first.
Lodder.
Yeah, that's the joy of D&D there.
Yeah.
And random NPCs can turn into...
Yeah, and I'm willing to deal with that. I mean, it's like I see those Clint, those posts about people complaining when their parties that go off and befriend a random NPC, and I'm like, but that's cool. That's something they should be doing.
Yeah. Now let's hope they don't get utterly slaughtered by Drow.
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah,
I figured out what it was. I wasn't looking in the right area.
Think about it this way: if they do, their clan, will at least have some idea of what happened to them. If you ever get home again.
Hopefully.
So as they leave you, they've left you guys with water skins, so you're no longer about to die of thirst. So all that's good. It looks like this is a more friendly encounter.
Why did you say
Thank
it was
God.
bad?
Oh
It just
no,
makes
the
me
gas
feel
leak.
bad.
No, it's because you basically there are 2 types of encounters listed. One's terrain. The other one is like from the creature encounter table. And at an 18, you get both a terrain and a creature encounter. So you ran into a gas leak, but then you ran into shield dwarf scouts, and shield dwarf scouts would have been warning you about the gas leak. So it started off with being, a very bad encounter and going to, oh, wait, there's shield dwarf scouts here. That's good.
Yes, dwarf. You can never go wrong. Except if it's a deep dwarf. Bastards.
Then it goes wrong.
Then goes wrong. It always goes wrong. Bastards, all of them.
Can never go wrong until they're at war, and then everything goes wrong.
It can never go wrong until it does.
Anyway. So, you definitely, after a while of traveling down the way that they indicated, you no longer hear the enemy following you. And...
Do we hear an explosion?
no. And it feels like, you've managed to lose your pursuer. Well, not exactly lose your pursuers, but they seem like they're much further away at this point.
Good.
If snow keeps up, I'm gonna actually have to move my car off the street.
Do we need a quick break to let you do that?
No, it's fine. It's only slightly covering the ground.
Alright. Okay. Okay, so as you guys continue along, everything goes well the rest of the day. You've got food and water. You've managed to lose your pursuers. Although you feel Shishar is unfortunately mumbling something about, I think we might be going the long way round. Might be a little bit longer to get there than I thought.
Well, It was either that or gas leak.
Yes, indeed. You probably would have died going that way.
Well,
Nah, you don't know until you try. What are you talking about?
No,
I
I'm
don't
pretty
smell
sure. I'm
And
pretty
if you try,
sure.
you have a chance of death. I'd rather the long way with a higher chance of survival.
Oh, you never know. You could have been gold on the other side.
but the Grove would never do that to us. They would never betray us like that.
So,
Anyway, let's keep moving.
yeah. So that night, as you camp, you pass out your food, you get to sleep, you guys start setting up watches, and somewhere nearby, thankfully not directly in front of you, you hear a shaking and rocks collapsing into the passageway behind you, the way that you just came from. It's close enough that dust kicks up and splashes, well, not really splashes, but, gets on your clothing.
Well, we aren't going back.
No.
This explosion of rock, though, seems to have dislodged a creature which shakes itself off, sits up, and gazes at you with clicking its pincers together, staring right at you.
Breakfast?
It's large enough that it could pose a threat to you. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. You guys can roll a nature check so that you can instantly recognize what it is, or I can describe it as soon as I get to the right page. Oh,
What the hell is this thing?
alright.
I'm rolling intimidation.
Yeah. You guys see that a carrion crawler has just been dislodged by this rockfall. And it's now gazing at you like you might be dinner. But you're more lively than normal dinner.
What is that?
That's
It's
fine.
called a carrion crawler.
Why does
I've
that
still
exist?
rolled an intimidation check.
Roll an intimidation check.
Like, intimidation check. I'm now intimidated by my.
Alright.
Alright, I see initiative. Where's the intimidation?
Thank you.
Ah, there it is, 22.
The very first one.
Okay, let's see if this thing is smart enough to be intimidated.
I hope so.
No, it's not smart enough to be intimidated.
Yeah.
It's got a -5 to intelligence, which means that intimidation in itself isn't necessarily going to disturb it.
Unless you break it in half and then go fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah, or unless you're like twice its size, but I don't think it recognizes us as predators. So, this is gonna go great, guys.
Yeah.
Now, intimidation would definitely work on a person. It probably would send it would probably send a bunch of goblins, possibly even gnolls, running for the hills. Carrion crawler doesn't have the intelligence to understand that it should be scared of you.
It doesn't know better. Don't blame it on it.
No,
Yeah. All right. So, Kurt, what would you like to do?
Oh. I'll move over here. There. How far away is it?
Yeah, I guess I won't be using Arms of Hydra.
Hunter's mark.
Not unless everyone wants to take negative 2d6.
No thanks.
Just
That might kill some people.
Right.
I mean, not me, but
do I hit it?
Actually, it would probably be more like this because it's behind you, and you'd be like here. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just noticing that the way I lined things up here. Since we've got an actual encounter here, I should probably put out some real quick barrier linings to show where
that's
things
very
are.
How
And
is
so
this
we know
one?
how. Oh, that's not that one.
There we go. And there's now a bunch of rocks back here.
Could I use my movement now?
Yeah. And yeah, you basically hit it for 3 damage plus Hunter's Mark, which is 7. There we go.
Yeah, 7 damage. Oh god, I hope you're tasty.
Have you ever eaten a carrion crawler before?
I'm gonna say no, but I've probably eaten the smaller variations of crawlers.
Alright. Duncan, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna get in line of sight and shoot at it with my hand crossbow. And that's my time.
Wait, why do we have the same? There's 2 initiatives.
Huh? I only see one.
I'm a 9. No, I'm saying I'm a 9.3, and so is the monster.
Yep, and you're
Yeah.
thankfully first on the list, so.
Yay!
Go before it.
How is it that I didn't even get on the list?
You didn't roll initiative? Roll initiative.
No,
Did
I
you-
have rolled it.
You must have.
Oh, did
you
you-
must press the token?
Did
You have to put your token in.
Son of a mother.
Am I in range to hit this thing?
We can write in your initiative, and that's.
Yeah, you're in range to hit the thing.
He should
Alright,
be ahead
cool.
of Duncan technically.
So I'm gonna claws her out. I'm gonna. What am I doing? Right. Flurry. I think I have flurry of blows this thing. Let me check. I should like to see.
Sora should have been in front of Duncan, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Let's just do Azura now and then go back to the normal turn order and then Gadriel.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry. I'll just go right after you.
I'm gonna hit him with that. It's 1. Then hit him with another one as a bonus action. And then I can now use keys, so I'm gonna expend a key point to make 2 more.
One more, because it would take up your bonus action.
Wait,
You spend your Flurry of Blows is spend your bonus action to do Flurry of Blows, which is 2 attacks. So you can't attack, bonus action attack, and then Fury of Blows. The
Oh.
attacks, the bonus action is already counted in the Fury of Blows, so just one more attack.
Oh, okay.
Pow, pow, pow.
Alright, Azura, you're up.
Did I hit it?
Yeah, you did. You did some good damage to it. Your fists connecting with its soft sides. It's like a really big worm.
Soften the meat up.
Satsuki Buko again?
Does 14 actually hit it? I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. It's a 6 force damage.
Which is taken down by half. Well, because the strength save, unless the strength save. Oh wait, no. What's the save? What's the DC strength save for? It doesn't. It's not listing.
Oh, that sucks. Why does that have that?
Is it to push it back? A certain amount?
Because usually, when you import it in from the compendium, it shows you everything. It shows you all the details.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
but-
not supposed to have a save.
Okay. Well,
Just open the thing where it is and deselect saving throw.
alright. So it took 6 damage.
Unless you took an Eldritch
Nope, there's no save. Not from what I remember. There is no save.
just
Not a save throw ability. If I were to use something else, yes it would. And no, I didn't use my invocation. So
yeah, it's just attack spellcasting. Click the gear icon on the right and deselect ability.
I already did.
Saving throw. Yeah, that should fix it. All right, now the scary beast.
scary beast, while being hit from multiple angles, goes immediately for the person that's directly in front of it. And it goes smacking you with its tentacles.
Who's that hitting?
That's hitting you, Gadriel.
Oh.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Alright, so you're not paralyzed, but you do take 5 damage from that, and then it bites
That's
you.
fine. Ow.
Or attempts to, rather.
That misses, actually.
Yeah.
Yay. My turn?
Boris.
Wait, I thought it
Or-
was... What? Oh, I'm sorry. That was its first turn. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. Boris is rush up to the thing, even if he seems so small standing next to it, and he's gonna try to
These
hit
things are
it.
huge.
He's gonna try to hit us with his metal bar, and he fails. And now he's just gonna hold up the shield.
It doesn't even seem to notice you.
That's it.
Kurt.
Okay. I will take out my cooking utensils. No. Not
Alright.
Uh,
That's it.
We're taking those cooking utensils off you.
no.
No, you stop it.
I'll run up and attack it with my short sword. I missed though.
Yep. It does not get hit by that. It doesn't even seem to notice you. It's again fully focused on the Dragonborn. It seems to think the Dragonborn will be just tasty.
Well, there goes my next move.
Alright, everyone's getting up close personal. I shall join you. Shall join you, my friend. And start stabbing it with sharp flint and a dagger.
Ooh.
Sharp flint misses, but the dagger embeds itself between some of its flesh. Ooze dribbles down, and lets out a kind of squealing, roaring noise. More like a squeal, but it's so loud that it might as well be a roar. Gadriel!
Alright. I'm gonna save my key point when I actually need it, and then I'm going to claw at this. So,
Okay.
2 claw attacks away!
Miss. Hit! Their second claw hit manages to snag it right in the eye. You burrow down and get right into the brain of this thing, and it drops at your feet immediately.
Oh,
It's
it's dead?
collapsing there. Yep, it is dead.
No, not the brain. That was the delicious
Pull,
part.
I pull my hand out. Ugh.
There's a little bit of brain goop just dripping down from it, along with ocular fluid.
Alright, I've had enough of nature. Can we please?
Okay. Can we please cut sets a dagger in it and tries to cut out some meat?
What is wrong with you in eating things that are not? No, put it down.
No, no.
Survival
You know
check.
what? You know what? If you
I
get
will-
sick, I'm not carrying you.
Pidipu
Fight
comes
it on
over.
yourself.
Pidipu like looks, gives Gadriel a weird look, and goes over to Kurt and says, let me help you with this. And
Yes, thank you.
if you didn't roll a 23 on there, it would give you a lot. So, as Gadriel is gagging from Kurt's actions, and the rest of you are like, going back to camping for the night, Kurt spends most of the rest period, except for whenever he needs to actually sleep during, gathering up some nice carrion crawler steaks. Roll
It's not poison.
roll a 1d10.
This better be seasoned to all hell to get rid of this nasty carrion crawler's taste, or I swear I'm punching you in the throat.
Do we
Managed
even have seasoning?
Yeah.
Got something. Salt and pepper. Dang it.
We don't have any
You
of
managed
that down
you,
here.
you managed to make 2 days worth of carrion crawler steaks. Although the second day probably will need a constitution saving throw to make sure that it is still edible.
Oh, for all of us?
If you wish to eat them, you don't have to eat yours. You can always give it to Kurt. He'll be happy to
Oh,
eat yours. So it basically is the equivalent of 2 extra rations, but they have to be eaten over the next 2 days because the meat will go bad.
Okay.
Do I pass?
Yeah, it's the first day. It's the first day. So instead of using a ration, you're eating a steak. And the second day, you will need to do the Constitution saving throw. But the first day, you don't.
So, wait, was it 2 rations? 2 days of rations for everyone, or just me?
It's 2 days of rations for everyone in the party.
Yeah.
If they want to consume a carrion crawl.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
look,
the
I have cooking utensils.
second day is just Constitution saving throw. First day is not. First day, it's edible.
Eat what you can get. Survival situation. If it's food, if it's edible, at least go for it.
Alright.
If it poisons you, then you didn't have a strong enough stomach. Then
Alrighty then.
I don't have to roll anything to cook it or anything.
No, you're good. Everything's good. The carrion crawler, it's all good. Of course, you guys can roll Constitution as well to see if it's to your taste, if you can actually eat these steaks to begin with, or if you somehow have an allergic reaction to them.
Alright. Tastes good, right, boys?
It tastes fine to Boris. It seems to be perfectly agreeable with Boris's palate.
Tastes kind of like chicken.
But if it is not impressed and tells you so, it's like, ugh, I thought this was going to taste better than it did. Perhaps your cooking ruined it.
Nut.
He says, I don't know what you're talking about, but it tastes fine to me. This is breakfast, by the way, the next day.
Yeah. We could use some seasoning.
To kind of like chews on it, but doesn't look impressed.
food.
Precisely. And I still have enough for today. So we can save up on the rations. See? Perfect. Whatever monster comes at us down here will only provide us with nourishment.
So Bibidipio says, I think we might be about 3 days away now. If I'm reading the signs correctly. It's starting to feel a bit more moist down here, isn't it? Soon we'll be near fresh water. Hopefully these water skins will hold out till then.
Hopefully.
Oh, apparently I'm no longer connected to the roll 27s.
Yep. Yeah, same with me.
Loading back.
That's just a testing roll that didn't actually mean anything. This is seeing if roll 20 was working for me or not.
Okay. Seems to be done. Everything seems to be in order.
Alrighty then. It's the next day. You guys have finished your breakfast of carrion crawler steaks, and you guys are continuing along your way. It's the only way you can currently go because the path behind you had gotten locked off with a rockfall. The good news for you is that this appears to be a big detriment to the drow that were chasing you.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's really good, but I still want to create more distance possible.
Alrighty. So, Kurt, you still up front? Make your perception and perception. Are you guys going fast or slow or medium?
I'd say I wait for fast.
And Shishar says, I think maybe it might actually be only 2 days to get there. So yeah, the 9 perception works. And roll a 1d20, please. And all is well. The day is the day is fruitless. Well, the day of wandering through the tunnels is fine. You elude your pursuers, and in the night you bed down. Near what appears to be ruins of some kind.
We'll walk up to the ruins and set down camp.
There appears to be movement going on inside those ruins. You can see just some. Roll me a 1d10, please.
Who?
Kurt. Alright. And a 1d4, please.
Gosh, you're so needy.
Well, that's why you know that I'm not fudging the rules. So, you see these 2 creatures that appear to have mushrooms growing out from their heads. Just kind of, like, wandering around inside there. They look like... roll a nature check, and I can describe them for you. Are you familiar with the term hook horror?
Hook horror?
Hook horror!
Well, back on the set now.
Oh my god.
I don't think I've heard about it.
Alright, let's see. Yeah. So here's what you know. A fierce predator of the Underdark. They aggressively defend their hunting grounds. They dwell in subterranean caves where they echo and constantly clacking and scrapping their hooks as they wend their way up cliffs and along cavern walls. These 2 that you see before you that seem to have mushrooms growing on them are not acting anything like that. They're not making any noise whatsoever, and they're just kind of wandering back and forth inside these ruins. Their hooks almost touching the ground, but not quite. Their beaks is kind of hanging as if they're, just wandering around in a daze.
Interesting. Of course. I wonder what they taste like.
What? Are you just going to eat everything that moves here?
Hey, I'm working on my cookbook.
I'm not buying that ever. Ever.
Well, I'm not giving it to you.
Good.
There's something strange about them.
Roll a perception check.
They're usually a lot more aggressive. By now they would have slit our throats.
Alright, so... Yeah. So as you gaze at them, you notice that the mushrooms are in fact growing right out of their eye sockets. You know that hook horrors don't usually navigate much by sight, but hook horrors can see. These ones, however, seem to be completely blind because they have got mushrooms growing out of there.
I don't understand how the mushrooms started growing on those things. But I cannot resist 2 in one meal.
I would not eat those mushrooms.
What can I tell about the mushrooms?
Roll another nature check. You have the you don't know for certain, because for all you know they could taste great, but you have the eerie suspicion that these hook cores might somehow be controlled by the mushrooms.
Maybe they're friends of stool. I look back at the body.
Well, Jim Jar suggests, if they are friends of stool, maybe you shouldn't think about eating them.
Why? I did the same thing to stool.
Well, you don't want to eat stool now, do you?
No.
Exactly. Then you wouldn't want to eat those. There, problem solved. And Jim Jar gives a grin and a thumbs up towards Gadriel.
Maybe just eat someone who just wants to eat everything.
In that case, I'm gonna start walking towards them.
Jim Jar seems to facepalm at this point, and then leans over towards Duncan and whispers, "Want to bet that Kurt's about to get stabbed?" Bet you five. Bet you five that he's gonna get stabbed.
Okay, I'll take you all on that deal.
I second that.
I'll walk towards them. At a distance away, I'm just gonna wave my hands and go, "Hello, are you friends of stool?"
The hook whores turn and let out shrieks as they finally notice you.
I guess not.
Oh look, the turn order is back. How did we know?
It's just who gets to hug them first. I'm sure.
Jesus.
I'll try. He's gonna get stabbed. Well, he's going to get
Aw.
stabbed.
They look
So,
cute.
a couple of you need to reset your dice.
And thus ends the life of Kurt. He wanted to eat everything and was stabbed to death by hook whores.
He was stabbed to
I
death
mean-
by horrors.
Not with that initiative roll.
Right?
Duncan!
You have some poor qualities when it comes to dealing with horror.
Yes. I need to step in before something happens to him. I'll shoot a crossbow at Red. A bolt at Red.
Alright. It manages to pierce through some of the tough hide on the on the creature, which this clacks a bit. It barely seemed hurt by this attack.
Oh no.
Azura.
I'm going for the blue.
Where did it? Oh, okay.
There's 15 hits.
Yes, the blast sears the blast sears into it, and it seems to spark up for a moment, and it lets out a shrieking noise towards you, seeming to home in on your direction.
How did I remove the E from that?
Oh no, Gadriel!
Ulrich.
Alright.
Oh, well done.
Yeah?
Does Buffalo and Jim Jar roll an attack?
Oh, that's right. Put gets to roll an attack. Sorry, I forgot about that. Jim Jar's not armed. He's just kind of standing there, suggesting that everybody run.
Be quiet, Jim Jar.
Oh, that was Shushar. No, sorry.
Alright, claw attacks.
Jesus, pretty good.
I think your
Average on
20
claws.
hits though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 20 does hit. But its skin feels very tough as you smack it.
Great, these things would have damage reduction.
No, they don't. They just have a lot of HP.
What do you guys have your roll set as? Mine was currently on always roll advantage.
Yeah,
So
that's the normal way, because it shows
Okay.
both of them.
Okay, so we just keep it on. All right, cool.
Or just like normal or toggle. You can. It's just currently on normal anyway, so it's whatever the first roll is.
Okay.
So the hook core brings both of its hooks together, making 2 attacks right against you, Gadriel.
Well, the 11 misses. Thank God. The 16 hits.
Are you still alive?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Blood trickles down from your chest as the hook just kind of tries to grab onto you.
Good might not be the best word.
You may not want to stand too close to him.
Kurt,
They seem a little edge.
I'll move here and use Hunter's Mark on it,
which one?
blue, and attack with my hand crossbow. 11 damage.
Alrighty.
Wait, did we rest or?
Yeah, so you'd have been healed up from before, but you now took 11
okay.
damage.
So I actually have 9 health. Cool.
Yeah, and
Boris!
Use your key points to dodge, my friend.
Yeah, I
Boris
know. Now that I have 3 key points.
will move as far as he can, which is about here. He will toss a healing potion towards Yggdrasil. Oh no, I can get over here. I can give Yggdrasil. I'll pour a healing potion down your throat. Good luck.
The bigger question is, where did you get the stuff to make healing potions from?
The bag itself creates them.
Oh, okay. And how
As
did you
soon
create
as-
the... Oh, sorry, you spent that time creating the bag, and the bag is
Yeah.
magical, and you imbued it. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So as soon as he drinks the potion, the vial just disappears. Same with all the rest of the stuff that comes out of the bag.
Okay.
As if I toss it, it disappears. I also can only use that once on him, so he's out of luck from now on. I should have saved it till he went down, but I can, medicine check it till we make it.
Don't worry, he's not gonna die.
But Ippo kind of moves here, loads up his crossbow, and without caring about whether or not it hits Yggdrasil, fires at Blue. A bolt whizzes right. Let's see. That would mean it's a disadvantage. Yggdrasil, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Disadvantage?
I think the creature is big enough that Yggdrasil wouldn't be that much of a disadvantage. But
Yggdrasil's big. He's a dragonborn. Plus, Bidippo doesn't seem to care that he's Bidippo's short, so he aims his crossbow, attempting to hit the hook core. The bolt isn't quite reaching up to there, and smacks Yggdrasil right in the back.
Ow. Poor guy. I got another front.
Thanks. I now have 1 health. Appreciate it. Thank you. Freaking
thing-
thank you.
good thing I healed you.
Might be a good thing if they get a crit on him.
But Hooker comes forward, strikes out at Boris.
Come at me. That misses, and that misses as well.
Might
I would have
might
just.
take a look at those instead of disadvantage at all times,
Okay.
because cover is more, I think, fitting.
Yeah. Duncan, save the day.
How? I don't have the best weapons.
This is-
I guess I could just shoot it again, can't I?
Okay, this is more of a more open of a space because it's near ruins. So it's more like this and this.
I'll see what I can do when I get there.
I guess all I can really do at the moment, without risk of my own life, is
Nice.
that red.
Sadly, it wasn't a confirmed crit.
Azure.
I don't know if I can do what I want to do.
You can do whatever you want. It's D&D.
Jim yells, "We could always just run away."
That's for wimps.
Madness. These things are faster than us.
We are dwarfs. We
Are they
fight.
faster than us?
I mean,
If
they're
it
probably
was 5
faster
feet
than
further
dwarves.
from me, I could do a goring rush.
You can
know,
take
running
one
away
step
doesn't
back
sound like a good
and
idea,
then run
guys.
at it.
Yes. Just step back and then
Okay.
get beat up.
I'm getting up a charge. I'm gonna dash, do a goring rush. Let's see if it actually works.
Smack.
Mac. Goring rush. Immediately after you use dash.
Okay. 8 piercing, the 17 hit.
Yes, it does. What's the DC on whether or not it gets? Oh, there's no DC on that. Never mind. I thought Goring
No,
Rush would knock
but-
knock into them.
However,
There you go.
13 to...
That's what I was asking
22.
about.
And you completely negate the...
Yep, these
Yeah.
things are strong and tough.
it's not like I really have a high DC.
Can't you make an extra attack? Because you get that attack was a bonus action attack because you core rush.
Well, he used the action to dash.
How? He would have had
I
the
took a
movement.
5-step back.
Yeah. You.
That was
have-
my movement. Then there was the dash,
Your movement
the
is
goring
picked up.
rush.
Your movement is 30, so that should have been able to make it, right?
Yeah.
Oh
But-
yeah.
But he
My-
has
my
to,
speech thing.
It says goring rush immediately after you use the dash action.
Oh.
Yeah. So he has to use the dash action to do this attack.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I failed the hammering horn, so I can't
You
do
can
a
at
horn
least-
attack as.
You can do it next time. I believe in you.
Get real.
Make wise decisions.
Spending,
Guys, you should run.
spending a key point to disengage. So I'm just gonna right up here, and then I'm gonna drink that potion that he gave me.
Didn't you already drink it?
Yeah,
No.
when I gave you those five hit points, that was the healing potion.
Oh, okay. So
So the Hookor, not sure where you went, sense the movement, echoes and heads around here and attacks the first small thing it runs into.
Hey,
They're
Well, I guess that
sizest.
leaves me out of the question.
right.
Look at
Why
this
are
big
they
guy, not me.
sizest?
Ow, bollocks.
You hear Jim Jar chuckling, saying, "Hey, I want to bet."
Kurt, you made me lose my bet.
Shit, I rolled low
I
on
think
the
we need to
health,
run.
so- I'm down.
Donnie,
Wow.
We can do it.
Jim Jar goes. You hear Jim Jar as you pass out, going, "Ooh, sorry about that."
Wait, oh god, no. We need to get him out of here. We need to go now. It's time to go, big fella.
Kurt.
Saving throw.
Ooh. I may be able to. do
Boris.
Boris is gonna keep Red busy, and he's gonna just, as he's standing right in front of him, he's just gonna chuck a potion of acid in its face. And hope it fails its deck save, because I don't think they have high decks. Yeah,
It's
acid damage.
squeals, and you see that the acid starts eating into the mushrooms around its eyes.
Oh no.
Uh oh.
Maybe they're friendlier without the mushrooms controlling them.
Bippo and Shushar and Jimjar. Shushar comes around here and starts trying to grab up Kurt, and Jimjar kind of moves behind him and says, "You can do it, but actually no." Jimjar would come around here and try to help. So they are dragging Kurt away together.
I got a question.
Well,
guys.
Bippo moves over here and fires again. Yes, go ahead.
How far did that creature move around me?
It just moved around your side. Like it took like two steps. Still still kind of like moving around here since you didn't connect with your horns into it.
I connected, I just didn't throw it.
What I mean by that is that your horns it didn't actually pierce the skin to grab it, and because it's much bigger than you are, it's not like a goring attack on a human where the horns would go around and possibly lift the human up, and the human would be trapped within the radius of the horns. No, the horns would have been like two deer, in mating season, bumping each other, ramming each other.
I'm gonna go with no on that.
You
But,
never
yeah.
watched it? Okay.
What?
The Dippo hits.
No, I was talking about the. Because I know what you were saying.
What I'm saying is that because these guys have really tough skin, and the attack, the attack, they're much bigger than you are. It's not like your horns either pierce the skin in order to hold on, or are large enough to go around a hook core in order to keep it from moving anywhere because of its size difference. It's not a medium or small creature. It is a large creature compared to you.
Which means nothing to my creature. Okay, what I'm
It
getting
does to horns.
Did it move? No. Hammering throw, it can target up to creature one size larger than it.
No, I mean is you could have knocked it.
I can-
What I mean is that you could have knocked it over or tossed it if you had connected. The hammering throw, it managed to stay in place, which means your horns did not actually connect onto it or restrict it in any sense. Since the size larger, the horns did not go around. They would have been trying to pierce
Okay.
the skin in order to do that, which didn't
What
happen.
I'm getting at is the distance that it traveled, because that's over 20 feet.
The monster that.
Alright. How did it get around me without me not getting an attack of?
It didn't leave your. It didn't leave your attack space.
Yeah, attack of opportunity.
It's still standing next to you.
Yeah, if it moves out of range.
Yeah, it has to move
Oh, yeah,
out of
yeah, yeah.
range, not around you. Moving around you means you're.
Completely changed that whole entire ruling.
Yeah, it has to leave within your attack range.
Alright, I see some very broken flaws in this edition, but okay, we'll continue. It's been explained now.
Okay, we're still going after Boris since Boris is still standing there.
Boris can tank a hit. And he has pretty high AC, so I'm not too worried.
Kenny?
Uh,
Kenny?
can he?
Does
No.
how many? Oh, he can tank that. He can totally tank that. Boris has 23 hits.
Oh, actually, yeah, he's still alive. Oh my god.
I mean,
I'm a
he might be still
motherfucking-
alive, but he's close to death now.
Yeah, there's bleeding profusely. Blood is
Boris
just
does-
gushing down his torso.
Boris doesn't know fear except for now.
Duncan, what do you do?
Guess I'm gonna wait for Boris to make a run for us, so I'm just gonna shoot again at Red.
I'm gonna make a run, don't worry.
It Duncan's not gonna leave without everyone else being out of the way. That was my time.
Zura, what do you do?
Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and target the creature direction in front of me while pointing and not holding down this button.
Hellish rebuke.
Must make a 13 to save for half, or take-
Isn't that a reaction?
What's the reaction when?
Yeah, it's a reaction to being hit. It's not it's not an attack.
You can only do that
let
when you get hit.
me recheck.
That's why it's called Hellish Rebuke. It's a rebuke that you basically do that automatically if someone
sorry.
hits you.
Trying.
It's really cool that way.
I don't know why I don't have this actually listed in the fucking spell thing.
Yeah, sorry. It's one of those things that they did in 5th edition that we've just gotten so used to that it's harder to tell people that just joined in. Especially if they're used to stuff from 3.5 and such. Or is that just the reaction that's on a tiefling? Hold on, guys.
No. It's
No,
the
it's
reaction.
In Warlock. That's right. So that's right. Tiefling warlocks have it good. They have double use of Hellish Rebuke.
Damn, Boris, you fucked me over in a lot of my shit.
Wait, why am I getting blamed for this?
The ability that I was gonna use has a 10-foot radius. You're within my 10-foot no matter where I.
You can step around the hookler. Remember, it works both ways. As long as you stay within 5 feet, it's not gonna get an attack of opportunity on you either. If you
I
step,
was trying to hit both of them at the same time.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything would hit me.
Do it.
Hello, Sky Kid.
I have a backup character ready-made, and she has equipment, so I would be okay.
Poor Boris. He was gonna get those nice clan folks a gift too.
Don't worry. If I make the save, I'm still unconscious.
It didn't hit you.
Oh, how?
Move so it doesn't
Whoa.
hit you.
Oh, good. Good.
Why is it what? Oh, strength save as well. What the
Arms of Hadler. There we go. Strength
Yeah,
save.
that was
both.
put in there automatically, so yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
It would be a strength save.
Yes.
Red is fine. Blue is not. Takes 10 narcotic damage.
But it didn't reach red.
It shouldn't have even reached red.
Oh, then that thing's fine. Then, sorry, I didn't. I thought you were still doing that. Got confused when I.
So blue took a hit. Is that what I'm saying?
Blue's the one that made the strength save. Then.
Okay. So in that case, it takes 5 necrotic damage.
All right. Yeah, I'm wondering why it doesn't say that in the spell that it's like, save for half. Usually they say that.
Well,
It technically it does, but you have to type it in for it to actually initiate.
you're clicking on thing in your attacks and spellcasting on your first call page, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been re-editing all that stuff because it doesn't show it like it's supposed to.
Yeah, if you pull it in from the compendium and you go over to your spells and click it, it will show up with all the text and everything, I think.
Yeah. Gadriel, what would you like to do?
No idea. Are we running? Are we legit running?
That would be the best decision.
We need to get out. You just need to get out of here.
Yeah, because I don't think I can survive another hit from things.
Do we have any idea how wounded they are right now?
Roll a nature check.
Anybody?
Ignore what
Or...
I'm doing.
Whoever wants to investigate how injured they might be.
Is that a little bit better for you?
Yeah, that looks a lot better. That's easier to pay attention to whether or not it's half or not. Alright, so
Like I said,
Boris, you have no
I-
idea. You don't know how anything about the hook quarters or to help you understand if they're how injured or not injured they might be.
Oh, they're gonna die quickly. They're almost dead.
I'm
Just
going
run.
I'm going to grab the dude that's like out cold. The chef.
Kurt, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm running in the opposite direction. I'm not dying today. Neither is anybody else. We're gone.
Alright, so you're strong enough to sling the little dwarf over your shoulder and run. Alright,
I'm out.
you're
And I got
running that
40 move
way.
speed too. And I got 40 move speed too. Yeah, I'm dusting on y'all. Goodbye.
Alright.
Peace.
That's one safe.
Hook order still senses that Azura is still there
Right, too safe. Sorry.
and smacks its hooks into him. I think they're both misses.
You completely missed.
Mm-hmm. Kurt, death saving throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boris, what do you do?
Who should I stay? Oh no, wait, let's disengage and run
Should I
away.
stay or should I go?
I could drink a healing potion and stay. I could drink a healing potion. Nah, I'm gonna. Horse is gonna be like, I had enough, and I'm gonna disengage, and I'm gonna like be like, good luck, y'all. Have fun. And he's booking.
Bidippo doesn't seem to be paying any attention to all this and just fires at the hooker. He grins, even though the thing misses. Whereas Shushar and Jimjar follow off with Boris. Jimjar yells, "Hey, big bull man! Come on, we got it going! Come on, come on!" Other hooker starts heading this way and is caught between Duncan and Bidippo. But goes for Bidippo. It shrieks and moves down on him. First
And
one
down goes
misses.
Bobo.
Bidippo, yep, down goes Bidippo. The little deep gnome collapses to the ground. Duncan, what do you do?
Ain't that one of the shield dwarfs that helped us, or?
No, Bidippo's that deep dwarf mage thingy.
Oh, he dead. Oh, he's gone. He's
He's
out.
a Zero. Well, he's
out.
technically unconscious, but yeah.
He's out. We're not coming back. He's gone. We're out. I'm leaving. I'm gone.
There's still someone who needs to withdraw, so
I'm
going.
out the jam.
I'm going.
You hear that wind in the background? That's the sound.
I'm going to pull out my sharp flint and dagger and start stabbing at the hooker.
Neither hit.
Run.
Dun, 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 dun,
Azura, what do you do?
dun, dun.
Ah.
Run!
Dun, 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 dun,
There's
dun,
nothing
dun.
I can really do without the rest of the party, so I am going to
Book it.
start retreating back around and pick up Budo.
It's time to go.
Alright, so you grab Bidippo and that's your turn. Alright. So you can disengage next turn. So Gadril's already running.
Wait for it to hit me.
Yeah. Hooker attempts to hit you this time.
There's your hit.
Ah, okay, so it does the exact amount of health damage.
You're down.
I'm
And
right at 0 right now.
Yeah, and the Minotaur also collapses unconscious with the with the little deep gnome kind of laying there too. Well, not deep gnome. Deep gnome magical. What? Dero. Kurt, death saving throw, please. Ooh, Kurt. A little blood dribbles out of Kurt's mouth and lands on Gadriel's shoulder.
Oh shit!
Boris,
I don't mean
you see that the Minotaur has collapsed behind you. What do you do?
Boris, just run.
Boris is a good guy. Wisdom save. Boris will chug a healing potion.
Anything else you can do?
Boris is how heavy is the Minotaur? Could Boris carry him?
Not even a chance. The Minotaur could probably carry you and Bidippo.
Okay, yeah. And that,
no.
You
Boris
could
will
drag
just run.
me. You could drag me.
dude, they're fucking.
Greg,
Uh,
not gonna work.
Boris is gonna move over here and hope the horrors miss, and is
Boris, fool.
Boris is a good man. You will try to save his friends.
But
I'm
you can
trying to
grab me and
slow
pull me
this
back
one.
some.
You go.
So Boris is going to be attempting to drag him. All right. Bidippo is out cold. Not even death saving throw. He's breathing fine. He's just completely unconscious. This Fokor still goes after Duncan.
Hi, Duncan.
Ow.
Oh no.
Oh, yep, this is where we die.
Party
We all
wife.
die.
But it would be.
Run.
But as Duncan collapses to the ground, there's a rumbling sound from the tunnel on the other side of the ruins, and charging out is other members of your of the NPC party. It's
Oh,
Holy crap.
maybe I should have messaged them with my stone.
Yeah.
maybe, but they were nearby anyway. It's like, holy,
Now it's not late.
we found you guys! Attack!
Before
And
Duncan
they
falls
go
to the
right
ground-
after the. Go ahead.
Before Duncan falls to the ground, he just before any of this happens, then they come. He's just like, "Run, Boris!"
It's time to go, big fella.
Boris gets this icon above his head. He appreciates Duncan.
Duncan, what's your negative hit?
What?
What?
What's
My negative.
Bolt charges forward and goes immediately after that hook horror.
My negative things is I like rare shit, but I'm a good character. Like he's righteous.
No, you're negative health.
Oh, I have no negative health. Boris doesn't. Duncan.
Oh, that's weird.
Duncan went to -3, so I
Okay.
needed saving throws when it's my turn.
Darn, for some reason her spells didn't save. Oh well.
I mean, I would survive even if both of their hits would be crits, so they can't insta kill me.
One
So,
second,
I'll
there.
try.
The for some reason the character mancer did not save the spells on this one character. When I created her, so give me 1 second. I need to add in a spell for her, which she's going to use now instead of trying to charge it with a sword.
Would it be a healing spell?
No, she's not a healer. The other one is though.
Oh, good. I promise you guys, my healing will improve next level.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, my healing potions get better by a D8 next level.
You all say.
So she looks at this and shouts, "Magic missile!" Which then slams into the back of this thing.
You mean the thing that always hits?
Of course. Duncan! Death saving throw.
Yay! Death saving throw. Ow.
Nah.
And it's only one. One failing saving throw is not.
Azure, you're just unconscious. You're not dying. Gadriel, you're still running away with Kurt.
Yep. Or at least until I can like find a good spot to place. Nah, I'm running because then his body might get snatched up by
Yeah.
something else. And
The hooker returns and starts ramming its hooks into the Volt, or at least trying to. Ooh.
And Bolt is dead.
No. Actually,
find
no,
that
he's
funny.
down. Jesus.
Yep. This is
Yeah, he
now
collapses.
not a one-party kill, it's a two-party kill.
No, but Holly's there. Holly shouts, "Healing word!" and throws health into Duncan.
Oh.
Really? Oh. What is that?
Oh. How much? 6. Oh my god. Back to live. Let's do this.
If we can at least kill one of them, that would be great.
Kurt, death saving throw.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get a natural 20 and wake up. Well, I'm stabilized.
You're stabilized. Yeah. Boris.
Boris will pour a healing potion into our unconscious, our friend the
Unconscious.
Minotaur.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
sorry. 4 hit points,
Yay.
and I'm gonna move up to help mitigate the death toll by being a tank
Okay.
with
Now,
10 hit points.
The hooker here thought that Duncan was down, not hearing him get back up, moves away, which means Duncan gets an attack of opportunity. If he wants to use it.
What a great
Oh,
attack of
Jesus.
opportunity.
Whoa,
I
you
think that's a
smack it.
confirmed crit.
Yep.
Dang, Duncan is critting all day.
He lets out a squeal and can't turn around to hit him.
That's what you get for knocking down, you monster.
Volt, let's see. Volt has a death saving throw. Megan winces looking down at Volt, but has to continue on her battle with the hooker. So, oops, wrong sheet. So she throws magic missile at it again. Whittle it down! Duncan!
I think you misrolled magic missile. Because a magic missile rolls.
Yeah, you need to do 2 more.
Oh, then I was supposed to do 3 altogether. For some reason, I don't understand why this thing isn't doing it automatically.
Yeah, a magic missile is 3 dots. Each one
So
of them
that- So it took 5 more before earlier. This is from the earlier hit. Now she's firing off again with the second hit for 4, 2, and 3. So that's 9, and I think she just killed it. Yep. That last of the magic
more to
missiles
go.
finished it off. Duncan! Sorry, I
am
keep
going-
forgetting that the compendium isn't infallible.
I'm going to do second wind. It doesn't do it automatically. Fine. 1, 10, 2.
Poor
Great.
Duncan.
Well done.
Alright, I'm going to then attack with my dagger,
You're rolling high with the dagger. Oh my god.
and then I'm gonna use action surge and attack with my sharp flint and dagger. Going
Wow.
all out on this attack.
There's all sorts of blood leaking down from this thing now. Azure! There's a dead hooker before you, and a still live and squealing one behind you.
And Duncan going crazy. Just stabbing it constantly.
Okay, so we will do that.
And that kills it.
Alright.
The second hooker falls at your feet. And we are going to take a quick break.
Alright, cool.
Be back in 10 minutes.
Cool.
Good.
Sweet.
Good news,
Now-
guys.
Hello?
Good news. Good news, guys. Wait, what?
We probably leveled.
I don't know about all of us, but
Everyone's alive?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I left. You know, I did. I wasn't about that. Actually.
You're gonna get. She may give you full, or she may give you reduced. I'm not sure.
Usually it's. I don't think I've ever played with her when she reduced XP. Usually it's all or nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
works for me.
We're probably.
tough.
No.
Means I'll
I mean,
take a third rank in the monk, and I have. I'll be able
Yeah.
to throw key blasts now.
Yeah, I got Cure Wounds, which will help my healing. I'm gonna also take Shield of Faith and Sanctuary, which I think will go very well. That way I can, like, really tank.
That's
Then
what
I
she
s-
allows us to level up.
Yeah.
Probably have to wait a long rest.
hmm And Sanctuary to cast on someone who could use it.
Meantime, anyone else playing Trouble Wars 2?
Nope.
Nope.
There are too many games today.
I have had 2 screens up, one that has my character sheet up, one that has the map up with chat. And I've also been playing Trouble Wars and just toggling buildings to build. But okay, this works.
I got the same setup as you. Basically, except the game.
No.
Oh, I'm back.
Right.
Yeah, I guess I'll be taking that barbarian level now.
Oh, we haven't officially leveled up yet.
Yeah, I know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
But
Poor Kurt and ritual spells. So that was newly a TPK encounter.
which, yeah, nearly. Well, I wasn't a part of that, so yeah, I wouldn't. I wasn't about that life.
Welcome back, Boris. Let's see it real quick. Anything going on in Facebook? Nothing interesting. Shuttle has new minis ready for painting. That's right. She has a hard stop tomorrow because she's got her party coming over for a game for our Saturday game.
Okay, I'm ready for whatever.
Let me know when everyone's back.
I'm back. I think everyone's back.
All right then. So, with your party reassembled, you guys spend the night near these ruins. Thankfully, the hook horror seem to be the only problem that's going on there. Spore at some point. Oh wait, is Kurt's still away? Sorry. Just noticed that he didn't say back.
Now he's.
Okay.
Now it's back.
So after you guys have finished killing the hook horrors and Holly heals up Volt and everything like that, Spore reveals that the mushrooms growing off of the the hook horrors indicate that there's some kind of spore servant for some colony of mycenoids somewhere. He doesn't see any evidence of the colony being here, so it's not sure, where the hook horrors came from exactly, but it does suggest not eating them, as this would be very hazardous to one's health.
I'm just gonna look very serious at Kurt.
I'm unconscious.
This will be talked about at the time you're awake, and Megan organizes a little fire to burn the corpses of the hook horrors before you can wake up and try to eat them.
Fine, I add it to the list, and I add one thing to a piece of paper. That's the only thing that's on the piece of paper.
The no eat list.
So you guys gather together, your health is returned.
Yep.
We took a long rest.
Yep.
Oh, we took a long rest, so we have all my keys back.
Yep. Health is back, NPCs are alive, all of that sort of thing. During the night, roll perception checks, guys.
Oh, shit.
Who's on watch?
Oh.
Depends on which watch it is.
Oh.
I guess Kurt is not on watch.
I'll be on watch.
I'm sorry, I forgot my watch.
I know I was on second watch.
Alright. So, yeah, the night's pretty uneventful. The hookers are pretty much the main problem going around. Megan sits by the fire for a while. Stool seems to be motionless in a corner. Sareth is just staring at the corpses of the... You guys have noticed from perception that Sareth, during the night, when you wake up and take your watch, was just staring at the the smoldering remains of the hookers as if transfixed by something. Budepo is over in a corner, sharpening his dagger. See, Grishap and Holly are kind of curled up next to each other, sleeping. Megan, as I said, it was already sitting by the fire. Volt, on his watch, also sits by where the fire was. Kind of nods to the rest of you. He also seems to be taking care of his equipment. Patching the little holes that he can. So since you didn't have to go around, Shishar kind of smiles and says, good news. We should be there sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, that is good news.
Shall we continue to hurry along?
Holly, did you guys have any problems with the drow?
No, we didn't. We did see the occasional, creature in the tunnels, but we've been taking care of them. What about you guys? Other than those hook horrors, I mean.
We fought some monsters. Had an encounter with the fungi, and Nan had the disaster yesterday. Good thing you guys came
And
along.
we got this food. I point at Kirk cooking the crawler steaks.
Alright, the group of you, there's only enough for the original group of you, well, the group that you've been traveling together for last couple of days, and all of you need to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Could I opt not to eat it?
Yes, you may. Azure and Kurt, you both get sick from trying to eat the now somewhat rancid crawler steaks. Kurt, you don't take any damage from it. You just kind of spit it back out and realize you can't eat this. Azure, on the other hand, you take 1d6 for the day. Kurt and Azure, you can also avoid exhaustion if you now decrease one of your rations.
You want me to roll 1d6?
Yes, please. Yeah. You take 5 points of poison damage after throwing the steak back up.
The sooner we
We got a long way to go, Kirk.
I thought it was delicious.
See?
Oh, don't encourage him.
It was magically delicious.
How many
Maybe
It's
if he
just don't
knew,
like crawler steak.
maybe if he knew some magic spells to cook it without poisoning us.
Jim Jar kind of chuckles and says, well, maybe Kurt should have bought some salt off of those traders we saw a while back. The salt would have preserved the steak.
They didn't mention
Really?
Yeah, he just bought cook's equipment. Yes, a little salt would have gone a long way.
Let's get going before the drow catch up to us.
Fast, normal, or slow?
Well, we have a
let's-
bigger group now. Maybe.
I'd say
don't know.
normal.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll go normal.
Yeah.
So normal
You don't wanna-
normal foraging if you plan on foraging at all, since I don't know how much ration you guys have left.
I had enough for 3 days. I ate one now, and the other 2 days I ate whatever Kurt made.
I'll just try and get food. I don't want.
And it seems like the other half of your party has enough to make it to Sloop-a-Doop, as long as you guys don't get stuck anywhere along
That
the way.
poison's really affecting me. Holy shit. Kirk, your food really sucks.
Kurt still out
I
front?
tried to tell you.
What was that?
Kurt, are you still in front of the party?
Yeah, I guess. Perception?
Alright. Yep,
D20.
perception D20. Oops.
Oh, why, Kurt? Why?
Kirk leads us into a horde of zombies.
Oh my god.
We
Yeah,
can
you're
deal
just
with
down
the
some
hor-
normal corridors here, and
Then
Uh,
on
1d4, please.
Yes.
come on, Kurt.
Sorry,
Don't you dare
1d6. Meant to say 1d6.
Don't you dare do something
Let's
bad,
roll a
Kurt.
1d8 for good measure.
Well, you can do a 1d4 as well, but,
One.
alright.
I hope that's good.
There's a stream of acid in front of us. Start
No.
walking across.
I use the steam to cook.
I don't know. Can I make jello out of that?
Alright. Roll a 1d4, please. I said it in the wrong order. I should have said 1d6 and then 1d4. Alright, so before you are these two floating orbs. Roll, let's see, perception check, Kurt. What you see before you, you think is floating in the corridor, are two beholders. Kurt, you already rolled a 9 on perception, sorry.
Oh, yeah, okay, you told me to roll, so
Sorry, my bad. And then I realized, oh yeah, God, you already have perception check up. My bad.
Yep.
We're not fighting that.
So, Kurt, you see what looks like two beholders floating in the dark passage before you. About 50 feet away.
We are not fighting that.
Kurt's
No,
the,
we're not.
Kurt's the only one that sees them. The rest of you don't. You're
I,
kind of like too far
This
back.
is out of character. We are not fighting them.
I hold out my arm to stop the party.
What do you see?
What is it, Kurt?
Hold on a second. My favored enemy are aberrations. Are beholders aberrations?
Yes, they
I
are.
think they are.
They are.
What is going on, Kurt?
I would like to. I would like to recall information about them to see if I can tell what the fuck, why the fuck there are two beholders near each other.
Nature check.
Good point.
Or Arcana check, for that matter, since you're talking about information on a beholder, so Arcana might also
Yes,
work.
and because of this, I have advantage.
Oh, yes, good. Make your roll.
These were all good.
Yeah.
13?
You know, it occurs to you that even with that low amount check, you know enough about beholders being their favorite enemy that there's no reasonable explanation for two beholders in a random tunnel to be next to each other, let alone two beholders anywhere next to each other. Beholders hate each other.
Alright, don't freak out. I see two
Alright.
beholders.
What?
Okay.
But,
Are you sure?
yes, that does not make any sense because they fucking hate each other.
Then maybe you're wrong?
I mean, I see them. I mean, right over there, and I try to point them out for him.
I'll take a look.
Alright, roll perception check and get next to Kurt.
Yep.
Can't you see those two globs?
You get next to him, you peer forward, and even though you're the lonely human, he's the dwarf, and he should be able to see better in darkness than you. You notice that it's not really a beholder that he's looking at, it's just some kind of floating sphere. Though it's kind
I'm
of
just
lumpy on the sides. It's clearly organic of some kind, and not like, something magical. But it's not...
No beholder.
Yeah.
No?
No.
No?
No.
They're hovering spheres of whatever.
That's not a beholder. They're not beholders.
Then what are they?
I don't know.
They fit the description.
Nature check!
What?
Me?
Anyone who wants to understand what the hell's going on here, roll a nature check.
Alright, let me.
I can see very well in the dark.
Oh, well, I think. I don't know. I don't know.
You think they're friends.
Basically.
Azura. Kurt, you're still confused. You think because you seem to still be convinced that they're beholders, even though they can't be beholders. Azura, on the other hand, a memory of something you may have read or somebody whispered to you in the night because you're a warlock, that sort of thing. But you seem to remember. You seem to remember something about certain floating spheres in the Underdark that are organic. There's something called a gas spore. They're spawned from beholders, from the corpses of a beholder, and they have some kind of some kind of magic clinging to them.
Is there any way for me to sense the poison in the area or it spewing anything?
Well, it's not really spewing anything, but you are aware that if you get too close to a death burst, sort of a gas spore, it will burst apart, and it'll die, but it'll potentially kill you and whoever else is standing near you as well. Although the poison that happens will take some time to kill you.
Anything with arcane?
About the same.
Okay.
The information you understand from that, you know that they're spored initially from the corpses of beholders, but they can also then spore from make tinier versions of the they then spore from whatever they manage to down after that, the cycle of life. But they sporadically come from beholders.
Do they? So you're saying they copy themselves upon death, or
what happens is that when a beholder dies, its corpse will then grow gas spores without being first infected by a gas spore. A subsequent creature then dies because of a gas spore, or with a gas spore infection inside of it, will then spawn gas spores upon its death. Does that help?
Okay, so I guess what I'm looking more for is there any way that I know how to kill these without getting people infected?
Sitting off farts. What?
You must stay outside of 20 feet. It can affect. It basically the bursts when they explode spew within 20 feet of themselves.
In that case, I relay what information I can understand from past experience whispers, and stating that it'd be best if we destroy the spores from around.
Alright.
I'm gonna go ahead and launch an Eldritch Blast at one of them.
All right. It hits. It explodes. These things have almost no AC and no health, so they basically die instantly. There's a second one there as well, and that also hits and kills it.
Okay, you see it lean to the left and it still hits. It's just like, okay.
You miss, hit the stalactite falls down and hit it.
Right?
Yes, actually, that's a great description. This area is now filled with gas spores, and you have to camp there, making it a more slow approach for a while to let the spores kind of die down.
Well, who's got a
That
good
was an
story
easy
to tell?
That was an easy obstacle.
Like I said, who's got a good story to tell?
Out of character, the first time we ran this, Jet over there ran smack into the gas spore and was infected with the spore disease.
In my defense, that was shiny. That was
Yes.
a shiny thing that I was.
Seriously? Seriously?
And also, in my defense, I was very obsessed with Rich's road. I
And
couldn't
my
help it.
very active extremely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, if we're gonna talk about stories, first time I fell down into the Underdark.
I think I've heard this one before.
What?
I mean, isn't that how most of the Underdark stories go? I fell down into the Underdark for the first time.
Megan pipes up with, "Well, aren't some people actually born here? Therefore, they don't fall down in." She kind of eyes Sereth and Stool, and then looks over at Popo and most of the rest of your party. They all kind of nod agreeingly. Shushar actually says, "You know, I can't remember ever falling down in the Underdark."
I did hear of a story of someone who, this will be out of character. If anyone's actually watched any of the anime for Goblin Slayer, you'll probably know.
Yep.
I did hear of someone who happened to come across a beholder. Happened to have some type of explosive substance. I think it was more along the line of flour. Don't know what he was doing with it. But he ran in there after telling them as soon as he comes out, cast shield. He spread the flour all about, ran out, lit a torch, threw it in there, said to cast magic shield, and the entire room exploded, killing the beholder in one go.
Oh,
What an interesting story, really.
He must have been a smart fellow.
No, the funny thing is all you like to do is kill goblins.
That makes the goblin in your party kind of shiver.
That was an extreme waste of flour.
You're one to talk.
But
No. Flour's not my thing to eat.
it was good for so much bread. Cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon rolls.
I'm not really good on stories. Not really. I mean, I can't really. I might have one. Yeah, give me time. Next.
So one day in Grontelgrim, right, my hometown, the beautiful city of Grontelgrim, you really have to visit one day. All the marvelous artwork, and he just completely forgets to tell a story and keeps on rambling about how great his city is, and that goes on for like half an hour, unless someone stops him. And then he goes like, "Oh, what was I saying again? Damn it.
Story.
Oh yeah. So, I was in the city of Grontelgrim.
I said story,
Yeah.
not a description of the city.
Oh, yeah.
I got a story of a monk joke. Yeah, I'll save that for another time.
Oh, so me
Anyways.
and me and one of my smitten buddies, we went to this tavern where there were quite admirable dwarven ladies, as I might say, and we might have had a little too much if to drink, if you catch my drift, and I might have accidentally stolen their silverware, made it into a weapon, and then returned it to the store. They weren't quite happy with that. Yeah, they kind of had to change their name. To the big cutting knife. Because they didn't have any knives to eat their food with, so they had to pass around this swords, which was quite funny until it wasn't funny anymore.
Alright. GM wants to make a quick note about Gontalgrim in this world. Approximately 200 years ago, Gauntlgrim, Gauntlgrim long ago was, a dwarven capital. It eventually fell to infighting and, the other things from the Underdark colonizing it and capturing it. 200 years ago, the dwarves retook it from the Drow and have held it ever since.
It was also the great war against the Drow. They took Gauntlgrim one day, years ago, and we, the dwarves, the stout, powerful little mans that we are, drove into the Underdark to reclaim our homeland. And the Drow are bitches and they can't take it back. Anyway, well, let's take a nap.
Megan kind of looks over at you at this point and says, "How long ago was that exactly?"
About 200 years, somewhere along that line. It was a bit before my time.
She and Vault exchange looks, and she kind of mumbles about something. Who here is also from Zaladin?
Me.
I can't remember where I'm from.
Roll intelligence check.
Come on, Duncan. You need to do this right.
My father and my
200 years ago.
mother.
That's when the Drow started sealed off the basically started approaching overland and started a war with Zaladin, which has been going on ever since.
Duncan's just gonna that makes more sense now.
The pesky little elf things, they ran away in fear from our dwarven might. I don't know where they went back into their ugly little dirt holes they lived in.
If only that was what actually happened, it would be so much more peaceful.
Well, when we get to Gauntlgrim, I'll see if Old Man Smithy is still there. He was there when the war was fought. He might have some good stories. Anyway, no sleepers.
Alright. Okay, continuing on. That night. You guys finished that. She just says, okay, as long as we get past the spores, we should be able to get to Suladup before we need to sleep again tomorrow.
Alright, that's good.
People on watch, please roll perception checks.
Nope.
Yep. Man, I'm on a roll with my rolls.
Yeah. You rolled like 3 criticals in the fight. That was good.
Duncan, when you wake up to go on watch, you notice that Buttapo is just staring at you. His eyes are not even blinking, he's just staring.
Is there something I can help you with?
Oh. No,
We're not dealing with that today. Hello.
No, nothing. I was just, I guess, curious.
Curious about what?
Do all humans look like the two of you, but human males? He kind of looks between you and looks over at Volt, who's watching the other direction.
What do you mean by that? Please elaborate.
It's, I guess, hard to explain, he says. He just kind of stops talking at that point, as if he'd been perfectly reasonable about the whole thing.
Okay, I'm just gonna go back to watch now.
The night is uneventful, and by the time that you guys are awake, the air is completely clear and no more gas spores hanging around. Onward!
Onward indeed.
Alright, Kurt, you know the drill.
There's a drill.
This time, don't lead us into creatures that we can almost not handle.
I promise nothing.
But technically, we. Okay, that's a good perception. And that's a good.
And it's completely uneventful during the rest of the day as you head on to Sleep a Dupe. And let me get to the page of Sleep a Dupe.
You see
How
everything,
long-
which is really.
How long are we running today?
We can run as many as 2 more hours. Why, is there a problem?
No, I was just checking. I might have to get off it a little bit.
So I was hoping to introduce you guys towards Sleep a Dupe.
That's fine.
I got another hour that I can stay, and that's about it.
Okay, so we'll go another hour then. Alright. So, as you guys get out, basically you're one layer of that, and then you basically come out onto like the nice big waterway here. So instead of being completely surrounded by, the wall and, rock wall here and water, 2 rock walls, instead rock wall one side and then water on the other. Freehand water. There we go. So you got your nice little rock and water, and you start heading off. And at one point, you see up ahead a whole bunch of fish people. Well, a lot like Shushar. And they kind of, heft up their tridents and yell, halt! They basically are yelling in Undercommon. So Hero speaks Undercommon again.
Duncan also does.
Okay, so Kurt and Duncan will have you guys up front, and along with Shushar, and they're yelling. Well, actually, no, all of you would understand because you're with Sast. I keep forgetting that Stool is now there, so you can all understand them. Because one of you understands that, so you all understand. They yell, "Stop! You will be taken immediately to be sacrificed to the great sea."
Like hell. Like hell.
She says,
I'm gonna grab Shushar by the scruff of his neck.
but Shushar is like, "No, wait, we're friendlies. We're not here to." It's like they don't seem to be caring what Shushar's yelling back. They don't seem to be caring that you're holding Shushar either. They're just kind of getting ready to attack you guys. Let's see.
Time for file to the face.
Whoa.
Alright,
So they're about ready to attack us?
They're not attacking us yet, from what I know, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then I will hold my action of intimidation until something opposing happens.
Yeah, they're about to attack. So if you want to do that, then try intimidating.
I don't think I intimidate anything at this point.
Yeah, the Minotaur seems to fall flat. However, the Dragonborn, what are you trying to do to intimidate them? Oh, that's initiative. Sorry, not intimidation. My bad.
Oh, I can roll an intimidation if
you want.
There we go. Nothing. I do nothing.
You're less intimidating than
I'm just ready. I'm just here to fight. That's it. That's what I'm here to do.
They look at Gatriel and feel more confident in fighting us.
There you go.
Here I thought we were gonna relax.
We can do this. They're just a bunch of fish people.
True
We're
shot.
gonna have.
Shot.
We're gonna eat good tonight.
Okay. I keep forgetting to click my character when I do initiative. What the heck?
You'll get used to it. It takes. a
You know what
minute.
the funny thing is the second one's legitimately 10 off from the first one.
You can
Yeah.
just change it to what your actual initiative was.
Yeah, I know.
Oops, forgot.
I hope these things are weaker than our last adversary.
Well, they should be.
Yeah.
We'll find out the second dice.
I see
what
one that is
size are
different.
these people?
They're called Kuatoa. But of course,
What?
remember, you guys now have a whole bunch more people with you that can fight.
Yeah. Are they human or goblin sized? Or dwarf sized?
That's a good question.
Are they humanoids?
Yeah, they're medium humanoid. So yeah, they're probably more like dwarven sized, but dwarven human sized, something like that.
So easier to pick up.
They're not hard to pick up, I should say, but they're slippy. They're slippery, so they would either slide out of your fingers or they would adhere to you, depending on what type of slime is on them.
Sounds like an awful good time.
It's like, oh, what? Jupiter's like, oh, what a surprise! They're not friendly. Duncan, you get first hit.
Well, if they're going to attack, I shall shoot my crossbow at red one.
Oh, and they said Deep Father, by the way, not Sea Mother or anything else I might have said. I said the wrong name.
I think I should just stick with my daggers. Completely missed.
Alright. Carrot.
I forget. Is anyone still not wearing armor? Does everyone got
I
armor?
can't wear armor.
I'm not wearing armor.
Which
I am.
ones?
Duncan's
The
not wearing armor.
Dragonborn. Dragonborn does not wear armor.
Yeah, but he's a monk, so.
Basically.
Duncan doesn't
I'll
have armor and he really wants armor.
run this way.
Didn't we have a change sword left?
Okay, so Duncan. Good
I
roll.
prefer leather.
Yep.
Chain.
Okay, so those are the two main people that I need to keep in mind.
And I attack red one with a hand crossbow.
Alright.
That's a
God, what terrible at range.
And you miss. The arrow just kind of, lands in between its legs.
How far did I move? I moved 20 feet. I'm gonna move an extra 5 feet.
Azure.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cast mage armor on Goodroll. Using that. And then casting Eldritch Blast. And my there is this things. There we go. So attacking this guy.
Okay. And that's a miss.
What a nice confirmed crit though.
Yeah. Kuatoa. Kuatoa moves a bit forward and launches a spear at Boris.
Come at me. I'll just slap it away with my shield and laugh at its face.
Goodroll, go ahead and put a red dot on you stating that you have your mage armor.
How much armor do I have, and does it affect my monk abilities?
Yeah.
Does not affect your monk abilities, but if you're not wearing armor, it gives you +3.
Oh yeah, these guys are slippery. Very slippery.
Mage armor changed its 13 plus dex, basically.
13 plus dex?
Plus dex, and if you're building a shield, that you can add your shield to that.
Okay,
So-
so 4.
This one comes forward and launches a net at Boris.
Yeah, misses.
Alright, so it's currently missing a net. I'm going to put the net icon on it, just to say that it's missing the net. The next ones are just moving up, getting closer to their companions before they, to protect them, or to get ready on the secondary attack. Gadriel!
One second. I think I'm going to attack or move and attack the one second. Alright, I'm gonna move and attack the wow, there's a lot of them. Shit.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I could probably do one in one hit.
You may want to hold your turn.
You can also roll perception check.
Perception. Why would I want to roll perception?
Why would you do that?
Chris, you scare us.
Why would you say that, Chris?
The water is a
Also-
water. It's a big gelatinous cube.
I was confident until you said, "Oh, you can make a perception check."
I'll hold my action. I'll move forward and hold my action.
Alright.
What do you do? What action do you hold?
I'll be back.
Bolt moves over here, launches a crossbolt right at this guy down here. Pew! Catches the guy on the shoulder, it yelps. Little foul-smelling blood comes dripping down its arm. Boris!
He's gonna Kobe a vial of alchemist fire at the boss man. So
Alright.
he needs to make a deck save. And
How far can you launch that?
30 feet. So that would be within range.
Alright.
And apparently it's a 5-foot radius instead of a 5-foot square, so that could affect more people than one. And I'll move up.
He dances out of the way of that.
Damn it. That's it.
Kind of smashes onto the wet ground and fizzles out really quickly. Megan moves forward, immediately launches magic missile at this guy down here. Magic missile. Takes a couple of magic missiles right to the face and seems to be disoriented. Kurotoa kind of looks around blurrily and attempts to moves up a little bit, attempts to throw a net on Boris.
Why do they want to net me?
Because they want to take you alive as sacrifices.
Someone's
Can
gonna
I
get sacrificed.
can I shield the net onto number 2?
No, it didn't quite reach him, is what happened.
Aw.
The next one comes forward and tries to jab you with a spear.
Nope.
After that, this one comes forward and tries to toss a net at you.
Come at me, you slimy bastards. Nope.
They're not really good with this, are they?
No, but that doesn't mean they won't try to stop. This one comes forward, looks between Megan and Kurt, and attempts to throw a net at Kurt.
Bastard.
Oh,
Yeah, it just managed to hit.
Yeah, so there's now a net over top of you. You can use your next turn to free yourself. Holly kind of steps forward and shouts to the party saying, "Let me know if you get hurt, I can heal you." Bedipo, I'm going to move him in a second. So the non-combatants move backwards. Shushar's kind of wringing his hands and moves into the middle. Bedipo steps down here, launches an arrow at the gleeful Kuotoa that just netted Kurt. Oops.
Kurt, make sure he actually points in the right direction this time.
I point him in the right direction.
And the Koto squeals as as a bolt just kind of jams into its chest. The guy who seems to be in charge just kind of grins. It's like, so many ready to feed to the Deep Father, and runs forward, and immediately attacks Boris.
Oh, they finally hit me. Oh,
It does 3
Yeah.
hits.
it has 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Oh, that is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16.
How does it have 3 attacks?
Because it's the boss.
How does it do lightning damage? Could you describe that to me?
Okay, so this guy basically he's got his fists together. A little bit sparks come off of the come off of its hands, and it went after it bites you. It goes smack, smack, and lightning just travels from its hands into your body, and you go. You can't even take reactions until the end of its next turn.
Why did he have to crit? If he didn't crit, I would still be standing.
Oh no.
But
I need healing.
dances with glee, saying, "Yes,
Well,
preserve this dwarf for the Deep Father."
Did 24 damage in one turn.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
23 hit points.
I'm still questioning how it did 3 attacks after moving 20 feet.
Because they can you can move 30 feet and still do your full complement of attacks.
5th edition.
That's one of the stupid things they changed in 5th edition.
Yeah,
Great.
movement doesn't impede actions, so you can attack, move.
Yeah,
attack.
it also means you can do double movement, which is good.
I feel like you might want to read up on the new rules. A lot of things are different from 3rd
Wait,
edition.
what happened?
I've started to notice that.
Yeah.
Wait, who died?
Boris is laying down on the ground. He's got lightning kind of dancing around his body at the moment.
He could only hit me because I was wearing metal and it made it easier for him.
Well then.
Where to go? Yeah, I'll go here. And who looks more damaged out of 1 and 3?
1 looks more damaged.
Is 1 dead?
No. But it looks like it's about to fall over and die, and yes, now it's dead.
What now?
It collapses to the ground, its spear laying next to it.
Ooh. I might pick that up.
Kurt, you're in a net! Roll a strength check to break free!
Alright.
I don't think that's possible if he's unconscious.
Kurt's not unconscious, Boris is.
I'm not at
Oh,
all.
first. Right. Oh, okay. Got it.
Come on, you can break out of it.
Athletics?
Yeah, you can use athletics. It's easy, yep, you're free. The net, you push the net off of yourself.
Stop throwing nets on people, and because that one is dead, I'm gonna move over the hunting. I'm using my bonus action to move over the hunting mark to this one,
Alrighty.
and also step here. Front.
Intimidation of some kind. Azura, what would you like to do?
The question is if I attack, is my attack also a capability of hitting Boris even though he's already unconscious?
No, he's kind of like, be considered unconscious and therefore not able to be damaged, unless we're talking fire damage. If we're talking fire damage, then maybe,
No.
because, like, yeah, if you're planning on setting the place up,
Necrotic.
then no, it's gonna, the necrotic damage is just gonna slip right over him and not touch him. But if it was fire damage, like, if you were launching, like, a fireball over in that area, he would still take damage from that, but necrotic damage that's magical in nature, so it won't target somebody that's down.
They all need a save to not take 2 damage. And that
Alright.
is... Yes, that's square.
Which means Gadriel is caught in that.
Yeah, I believe in Gadriel not taking damage.
What? Wait, what's going on?
Strength saving throw for you, Gadriel. Okay.
What?
That one takes 1 damage. You take 1 damage, Gadriel. This one takes 2. That one takes 2. That one takes 2. That one takes 2. And now for the monitor. And the monitor takes 2.
Okay, and then you, what you've already said, I'll take my last movement and that.
Which would provoke an attack of opportunity from things, unless that's like damage reactions. Can't take reactions. Good. Then yeah, so we're good there. You can easily back away from them, and they can't hit you because they're reaction
Why
thing.
do I have a random square on me?
Oh, that's.
What did you do?
Oh, that was the aura. Sorry.
I was about to say, how'd that happen?
No, that was just showing that I was just putting the 10-foot aura around you, so you didn't have to draw the square, but you drew the square at the same time as I was doing that, so it kind of canceled. This guy is missing a spear, and instead, lifts up its net and attempts to throw it over Azura.
Throw it over. That's gonna be a hell of a feat. No.
It's still holding onto the net because you're directly in front of it. It's not launching it. This one that comes around and starts trying to jab at you with its spear. This one steps forward and attempts to jab you with its spear. This one here attempts to jab you with its spear.
Poke, 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 poke.
Come on. Nope.
This one, on the other hand, goes to pick up the unconscious Boris. And gets, can't live, dwarf. Oh wait, no, that's right. That one is in that group. Sorry, that's the red group. Oh well, I'll switch to that once the red group comes up. Gadriel.
2. If I use my breath weapon, will I hit him?
Is it a cone? Is it a...
No, it's a line.
What damage is
No.
it again? Oh yeah, if it's a line, then no, because you'll just hit
Alright,
this guy.
lining up 3 and corrosive dragon.
If you're
Ah!
you're lining up the blue guys.
Yep.
And what kind of
Maximum
damage is it?
efficiency.
What kind of damage is it?
It's acid damage.
Okay. If it's directly in front of you, that would land on Boris.
Oh.
It's not
Wait,
like it's not like the necrotic damage. It's this is like
Can I stand on top of.
I mean, wouldn't it just go straight over me?
Well, it kind of... It's. I guess it's liquid.
you can stand. Yeah, you can stand over him, and you're standing over him. Which means that if something tries to attack, if you have to take a reaction that requires dexterity at the moment when you're standing there, it would be disadvantaged because you have an obstacle on your feet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that'll work.
They have to make a DC 14 dex
Yep.
save or take 7 damage.
So the first one makes it, takes 3 damage.
You.
Second one misses
Aha.
and screams in pain as acid starts eating away at its side. Third one also screams in pain as acid starts eating away at its side.
That's fair. As a bonus action,
Disengage?
yes.
Go monkey and monks and
Right
rogues. GMs just kind of, love and hate them for being able to disengage after attacking.
You
Yep,
just
hit and
excuse
run.
me, hold on, just gotta come down here and vomit on you.
So basically,
Like that, mind me, Boris. I'm just gonna step on you for a second.
Volt takes out his blade, switches from his projectile to blade, and goes after that Kuatoa there. It squeals in pain as lots of blood runs down it from the chest wound that it receives. Boris, death saving throw. Unless you were just knocked unconscious?
No, I went 1 point under, unfortunately.
Okay.
Aw.
Megan switches out to her blade and goes after this guy. Seems to be pretty good with that. Kuatoa, that one's dead. The second one, that one's the one that failed the strength check on Boris earlier. So the one comes forward and starts attempting to grab him away. Also fails. This one, on the other hand, is surrounded by 3 people. And it goes after Kurt. And jabs him with its spear.
Hey! Stop.
Holly comes down here and cure wounds on Boris, of course.
Yeah.
Not on me.
Boris is unconscious and they're attempting to take him away. She's trying to stop
I
that.
lost 3 health.
But grins, flashing his dagger as he comes down here. Fish fillet, he mumbles.
Kurt's stomach grumbles when he hears those words.
Scales go flying along with the fish blood. The monitor kind of like... stupid things. The one Kuatoa hisses and moves through one of its companions to come over here to you guys. Okay, we got 2 big guys here. Who wants it? He's completely ignoring the dwarf, even though the dwarf's getting up, and he decides to go for the Dragonborn.
look, fam,
Right.
leave me alone. Yeah, you fail. Get that out of here. Wait.
You failure!
That fails as well.
Yep.
What?
Wait, what?
The spell that the warlock cast on you earlier gives you more AC.
Yep.
Duncan. So Boris is basically gotten horribly unlucky by taking a whole bunch of really good hits.
Time to stab Red Free.
And Red 3 drops down dead,
Alright. then I'm
collapsing
gonna
at your feet.
go here. And
Red 4.
just like kills Red Free, swings around, stabs Red 4 with the chop thing.
Alrighty. So, Kurt.
Alright. Moves over here. Bonus
Alright.
action. Switches over the hunter's mark over to this Kuatoa.
Alright.
And attacks it with a short sword. 6 damage.
Squeals in pain. Azura! You're surrounded by fish people.
Oh, I
Fish
know.
What would you like to do?
Well, there's too many people around me to do another Arms of Hades. Or Hydra. So, I will horn attack. 2 different. And I'll actually continue my attack in this one. Which completely misses. Pretty
Which-
sure the second one connects.
Yeah, which one did you hit?
The boss fishy thingy.
Alrighty. Yes, the guy next to you. Below Gadriel.
Oh, and for good measure, since I did connect,
The Monitor is quite surprised. I don't think he's ever dealt with anything that looked remotely like a Minotaur before. But still, he manages to stand his ground and not get lifted up. But he is kind of shocked by the horns reaching around his body.
ooh, in that case, can I do another intimidation check?
Yes, you may. It doesn't fail. He's just surprised, but I think he's going to target you next time. So the Kurotoa surrounding you all attack you. So that's 4 separate attacks, 4 separate characters. 1, 2,
No.
3,
Oh, that one hits.
and 4.
Whoa. 11 damage.
And then it's on to Gadriel.
My turn.
Kill this thing.
What is it? Is it low?
It took piercing damage. It's got a big hole, too.
Yeah, but the monitor, basically the monitor looks like it has enough health for all of the other Kurotoa, well, probably half the other Kurotoa that are surrounding, they're nearby. It has several times the health that a single other Kurotoa has.
I'm gonna spin key to Flurry of Blows, and that'll be a bonus soul. So boom,
Alright.
boom, boom. Guess
First-
that's hit, miss.
Yep, hit, miss. Your fists connect with the slippery body, and the third one is just too slippery and doesn't even connect.
He's not dead. Nope. Okay.
Volt takes a step over here to help you out with the fight with the boss guy. It's like, maybe if we kill the boss, the others will flee. And strikes it for 9. Boris.
Seeing I'm awake right now and the prick who put me down is standing right next to me, I'm gonna smash him in the face.
Which one? Oh, the monitor again? Okay, 5. Sorry. I was thinking that for a second, then going, oh yeah, monitor.
Hit him again.
Yeah. So Megan comes down here and goes to work on 4 with her blade. She basically puts the blade in, swoops it around, and the entire Kurotoa's body falls one way, the head goes the other. Well, that's one way to fillet a fish. Well, not fillet a fish. Sorry, to
McDonald's?
dehead a fish. Okay, the other Kurotoa there turns as its companion falls and goes, "Ah, this one's dangerous!" and tries to ensnare her with its net. And completely backfires. The net actually lands directly on its face, and it becomes entangled in it. Going, ah. Which means, if you wish to attack it, you have advantage.
Ooh.
Holly. Holly puts a hand on Boris' shoulder and casts another healing spell on him.
40.
Yep. Ba-da-boom.
Get back on your feet, Boris.
Comes over here, looks at the one that's currently flailing in a net, and aims his crossbow at it.
The healing was for me, right? Or
Boris, yes.
Oh, Boris.
And laughs as an arrow pierces right into the thing's flesh, since it's currently currently have advantage on it. The monitor now looks like feels like it's not in a good position, but immediately goes after the Minotaur. Chomps down on the Minotaur's shoulder, trying to get dislodged from being held upright, and then continues on with its fists that are currently still spiking with lightning.
Okay.
Okay.
man, he's good at hitting shit.
He's got a really high hit. That's all I know.
That means that the first two hits could knock you unconscious or get you down. So it then would have immediately spun on Gadriel, and that second, the 8 damage would have gone at Gadriel. Duncan, you just saw the Minotaur fall. What do you do?
Well, there's a lot of people around the Minotaur. He's fine now. So I'm gonna go here. Stab at the poor fish currently down. He's still alive.
Yeah, the one that's currently trapped in its own net is still alive, yeah.
Alright, I'll stab again. He's still alive.
No, it's dead.
Alright,
It stops flailing as you basically cut your blade into its neck and slice downward, revealing its guts.
I'm gonna walk over his corpse. Axe charge. And strike at 2. Oh. 2.
Alright, so... That's 14, so 2's dead. You basically stab it through the back and pull out the spine of that fish.
Oh, and then I'm gonna move here then.
Kurt, what do? You just saw Duncan completely destroy 2 fish people.
Damn.
And one in a very fluid motion.
Well, 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'll use my bonus action to move my Hunter's Mark to blue 3.
Alright.
Short sword. Hunter's Mark. 11 damage.
And it's dead. Actually, it would have been dead before the Hunter's Mark, so it just basically collapses from the short sword.
Oh. And I guess I use the next 5 feet of movement to just move this.
Zura, death saving throw, please. Ooh. Good. So, turns and attempts to, and this one down here attempts to net Kurt.
Oh, not again. Miss.
Yeah, it's just
God,
kind of
I really
holding the
need
net
it.
there. The other one attempts to stab Volt and misses him. Gadriel, what do you do?
This thing's still living? Alright. Here, mofo.
Yeah, there's 3 fish people there. One of them's the boss. The other 2 are little minions, or minnows, perhaps.
Claws. Bonus action to hit this thing in the face. One.
Alright, so we have 9 and 7, 16 damage. Blood just pours off this thing. It looks like it's badly hurt at this point.
Ugh.
Volt ignores the one that... Are you still attacking? I'm sorry.
No, that was it for me.
Alright,
I'm just
so-
like, this thing won't die.
So Volt ignores the one that's currently attacking him, and instead goes after the boss guy with the short sword. He goes that, and then yeah. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah, no. Second there, thought there was something else I could do. No, it just kind of stabs it through, but the thing is still going. It kind of grimaces and does not look happy whatsoever. It looks like it, like at this point, it doesn't, it wouldn't hurt. Looks at this point, it really wants to take you guys with it rather than take you off to be sacrificed. Boris, what do you do?
I'll just try to hit it in the face again. Ooh, then.
Miss.
Do I have flanking? No.
Yes.
Yeah. Volt flanking. 21.
Alright. Oh wait, you would have flanking. Sorry, it's still alive.
Yeah, and I'm gonna move over here, so that next round I can heal Azura.
Alright. Megan comes forward and goes in for the kill. And she's flanking. That's right. She's flanking with Volt. So as Volt distracts it, she runs it through and kills the monitor. Woo! Holly runs forward and heals Azura.
Poor Boris. Doesn't get to heal anyone.
I'm not quite there yet.
And you get healed for 11. So that would be actually from 0. So you're now at 11 hit points. That's the other thing about 5th edition. Even when you're dying, you're at 0 hit points instead of negative. Negative is basically the determination if you're bleeding out or if you're stabilized. If you get down to 0, perfect 0, you're just unconscious and stabilized. If you get anything negative to that, you're slowly dying and need to stabilize.
The only
go-
negative that actually matters is if you take enough damage so that it's more than your max damage, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's
So-
just insta kill.
Yeah.
But Ippu comes down here to line up a good shot. And fires a bolt over at... Oops. Fires a bolt over at that one guy over there. Hitting it for 3. It's still alive though, as it takes a bolt in its shoulder. Duncan!
Well, I came here to deal with the boss, but I guess I'm over here now. So, going for
Finishing up the stragglers.
Take it is still alive then. Damn it.
Which one?
Uh,
Yeah,
Blue
it's still
one.
alive. Second attack kills it.
Alright, then I'm gonna move on a score. I'm
Alright.
really good at killing stragglers.
You're really good at
Kurt!
killing things with your dagger.
I know, right?
You should go into rogue.
And my sharp flint.
Yeah, you should take his next level in Rogue. I agree. Kurt.
I'll move up over here, switch my hunter's mark over on this guy.
You get flank.
This
Yep.
dagger and sharp flint are really, really, really good.
So that's a crit.
Yep. It counts as a crit.
Question. Do I roll for hunter's mark again?
Yeah, all dice are doubled, so Hunter's
Yep.
Mark would be doubled as well, normally speaking.
And it's dead. It collapses to the ground, dead. Woo! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Alright. And congratulations! Everybody in the party is now level 3.
Shusha, you mother.
Fine.
I
I'm
know.
gonna.
Shushar just
gonna
kind of
steal a
blinks
spear.
at all of you and goes, "But they usually don't attack like this, especially when there are fellows in their party. I don't understand any of this."
Shusha, your people were going to sacrifice us to the
Yeah.
water.
They said the Deep Father, but I have not heard of this one before. Must be a new god that has suddenly emerged.
You just make up gods. Like
Yes.
it's gone for a week and there's a new fad in town. Oh no, we don't worship the fucking ocean mother anymore. We
It's the
only
sea mother,
worship
actually.
but I don't care.
Okay. We're gonna level up right now. 'Cause I need to start taking.
Alright, do you guys wish to end here with just you leveling up, or do you wish to go into a little bit more of what's going on?
I guess we could continue next time.
Alright, so 2 weeks from now.
I don't know what I want to do. It's either get my martial archetype for fighter, or put my level in rogue.
I am going to
I
try
say
to-
rogue, you put in a lot of roguey double attacks there, shanking people every left and right.
Oh, cool.
Hey.
Certain health.
Should I roll for health or should I take standard?
Up to you. Goodbye everybody on Twitch.